Pittsburgh Steelers. A bit of a mystery under their new head coach, Bill Cowher. We'll find out more about them today. Their head coach, by the way, at age 35, the same age as the Houston quarterback, Warren Moon.
And you know, it's interesting. The Pittsburgh people really feel like they have the same kind of quality leadership with Bill Cowher. Here's a man who, amongst the NFL cognoscenti, despite his youthful age, really has a lot of respect. They feel like he can get them back to their past glory days of the 70s.
And offensively, the man who will lead them will be number 14, Neil O'Donnell. And we talked to Neil yesterday, and he said he's ready to be the main man. He's looking forward to the challenge. And when we talked to the defensive coach of the Houston Oilers, Jim Eddy, he said, oh, he's a tough one. He's like a linebacker. He will hang in there. Corey Harris and Jerrol Williams are the deep backs on the return. Houston will down the ball in the end zone. Will bring it out to the 20-yard line. And it will be Warren Moon for the Houston Oilers, with Lorenzo White, his running back, and the four wide receivers, Jeffries, Harris, Givens, and Duncan. And that offensive line of Maggs, Munchak, Matthews, Dawson, and Williams.
Of those four, Charlie, the one man that everybody has his eyes on is Leonard Harris. He's the one that has the responsibility of replacing 90 catches that Drew Hill departed to Atlanta with.
Givens is in motion. Boone comes out looking left and goes to Haywood Jeffries. Richard Sheldon makes the stop. Defensively for the Pittsburgh Steelers, their front five, as they'll be sitting in the nickel all day against the run and shoot. Davidson, Williams, Evans, Jerrol Williams, and Greg Lloyd. And that secondary, they will get a workout. Rod Woodson now on the left corner with Johnson, Walker, Sheldon, Lake, and Perry.
Charlie, one of the problems that the run and shoot presents, besides the obvious problem of having corners all over the field, is that Pittsburgh, two of their best players will not get into the game. David Little, their Pro Bowl middle linebacker, and Hardy Nickerson, their leading tackler. So those are two people that ordinarily would play, but not against the run and shoot.
Boone wants to go deep, comes back underneath the covers to the 35-yard line. It is Jeffries again, and Sheldon brings him down for a gain of 4 to second down and 6 at the Houston 35.
A couple of weeks ago, Warren Moon was on Roy Firestone's Up Close, and he talked a little about Haywood Jeffries. You can see there the century mark, only the 4th receiver in history to have done that. Haywood Jeffries has to be the guy who's going to come through in the clutch, because I don't think it's any secret that over the last 5 years, Warren Moon's favorite receiver has been Drew Hill. He's the man he has gone to on third downs, but he said that Haywood is going to have to pick up some of that slack.
Curtis Duncan comes wide to the near side, double slot on the right-hand side. Lorenzo White is the running back, and he carries and spins his way for the first down as he goes to the 44-yard line. Gain of 9. Brian Hinkle makes the tackle. First down, Houston.
If there's anybody that was excited about this game to begin, it's him right there, number 44, Lorenzo White. If you recall, in that tragic game, at least certainly for Houston fans, against the Denver Broncos in the playoffs, in that last stretch, all those great wide receivers, who did they get the ball to in the clutch? That man right there, number 44. And with Alan Pinkett traded to the New Orleans Saints, now Lorenzo White has cognizant of the fact that he is the man. There's no one looking over his shoulder.
When we talked to him yesterday, you asked him about, is he going to carry the ball about 20 times a game? He said, I'm almost sure, but you never know.
Yeah, he would love to carry the ball 20 times.
First down, Houston, their own 44-yard line. No score. Opening drive of the ball game. Warren Moon. It is intercepted. Picked off by Rod Woodson. Woodson to the 40-yard line, and then is pushed out of bounds in Houston territory.
For somebody that had a torn calf muscle and was supposed to be out for a month, Rod Woodson looks pretty good. Warren Moon had excellent protection, but what happens is that Givens actually falls down. Woodson is all over him. Take a look. It's a hook pad in the middle of the field. Rod Woodson doesn't bite. Look at that. He pulls in the back, but that's okay. Yeah, he pushes him in the back right there, but he gets away with it. That's what they would call, by NFL standards, incidental contact. And, of course, everybody knows what Rod Woodson can do after he gets the football in the open field. Big break early for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
14 yards on the return. First down, 37-yard line at Houston. No score. And Barry Foster opens on the ground for the Steelers, stopped by Ray Childers. Offensively for the Steelers, Neil O'Donnell, the quarterback, with Foster and Hodge, the running back. Graham Stone, and that great tight end Eric Green. Boy, what a target he is at 6'5", 280 pounds. Jackson Love, Dawson, Hasselrig, and Ilkin on that offensive line.
Charlie, Eric Green took a shot in the bicep. Right now the trainer is looking at him on the bench, and I don't know how serious it is, but he seems to be in some pain.
Second down and 9 after a gain of 1. O'Donnell fires, and it is incomplete. He's going to the Whitestone, and Jerry Gray had the coverage. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Notice in the backfield was number 79. There we get a chance to look at Eric Green. Because of the inexperience of the wide receivers for the Pittsburgh team, Eric Green is really counted on to come through in the passing game. We can't tell at this point if it could be a shoulder separation. It appears that that's where they're looking, but if this man can't play, that's going to be a real problem for the Pittsburgh offense.
3rd and 9 Steelers. 11:49 time remaining. First quarter, no score in the ballgame. From the shotgun, and it is incomplete. Jeff Graham, the intended receiver. It'll be 4th down.
You can see the disappointment there by Bill Cowher. He's a little bit irritated, screaming for the punt team, but that's a very catchable ball. We mentioned the inexperience of the wideouts. Now with Lewis Lips out, O'Donnell did a good job of reading the zone. He put it right on the numbers. I know it looked like a diving catch, but Graham has to come up with that one. It hit him between the 8 and the 1, and you can see right there Neal's not too pleased.
Mark Royals is the punter. As pressure gets it off. There's a flag down. The ball goes into the end zone. And we'll check out the flag.
Houston was rushing the punter. They could have been offsides. That's exactly what it was. And that, Charlie, that now puts them in field goal range. They'll be on the 30-yard line. That would be a 47-yard, and that's certainly within the range of Gary Anderson. That's a big mistake by the Houston special teams.
Offside defense. Number 26, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th down.
Well, now this is, Charlie, this is interesting.
Oh, they're going to go for it.
I'm looking at Gary Anderson down here on the sidelines, and he's not coming out.
No, but Neil O'Donnell, the cornerback, is back on the field, and they'll go for it from the 31.
That man right there, 35 years of age, he's very brazen, particularly against the defense, which is outstanding against the run. I'm very surprised here.
It'll be 4th down and 4.
You know, when we talked with Bill Cowher yesterday, he mentioned the fact that, look, everybody, hey, we're 11-point underdogs. Everybody says, you know, we don't have a chance. We've got nothing to lose, and he's playing like it right here. Wow.
From the shotgun has protection, and it is incomplete. Graham, the intended receiver. Bubba McDowell for the Oilers, and Houston takes over on down. We'll step away for a moment. We have no score in the Astrodome.
The last thing the average person wants is the average car. That's why the new Mazda brought you the return of the pure sports car, the all-new RX-7, and the return of the Roadster, the Miata. That's why our 626 feels personal, and our MX-6 feels timeless. It's why every Mazda will fulfill its promise in a way no other car can.
Hi. You know why Quaker State asked me to be their spokesman? Because I'm tough. Quaker State is tough. Tough on wear and tough on sludge. You use Quaker State in your new car's engine, they'll guarantee it for 250,000 miles or 10 years in writing. Quaker State is one tough motor oil. So naturally they asked me because I'm tough. You don't think it's because they think I'm oily?
Come on, let me show you where it's at.
Oh, baby, come on. Let me show you where it's at.
Whoa, 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 let me show you where it's at. Call me like, I like it like that. Come on.
While styles change and rearrange, Miller Lite is brewed from the start to be the one great tasting beer that's less filling. It's everything you want a beer to be. Then, now, and forever.
Come on.
We harped earlier on the inexperience of the wideouts for the Pittsburgh Steelers. There you see, minus Lewis Lips, the three, in effect, starters have only combined for 37 catches. Earlier on the third down, it was Jeff Graham who could not come up with a catch. And now in a big fourth down play, excellent protection here for Neil O'Donnell. Right there, can't come up with a catch. Got to give credit. Good coverage by the Houston Oilers, but again, you got to have those young guys that come up with a play.
But Pittsburgh had two receivers in the same area. Was there did somebody pick up a wrong route?
Once again, that's a mix-up. You're right. That's indicative of the inexperience of both Mills and Graham.
So Houston now, first down, their own 32-yard line. No score in the ball game. 11 and a half minutes, time remaining, first quarter. Second opportunity on offense for Houston. And it's Lorenzo White. He's going to pick up close to 5 yards on the play. It'll be second down. That is Eric Green, whose shoulder is being wrapped. He is the tight end at 6'5", 280 pounds, and not only a big target, a big man, a big part of the offense for the Steelers. This is a major, major loss.
Well, certainly in the passing game, you know that this is the man they want to go to, as we mentioned earlier. But in the running game as well, he's like a third tackle. And you can see Ron Earhart, one of the things he was successful in the preseason is utilizing his 2 and 3 tight end sets. With Eric Green out, he's not going to be able to do that.
Second and 5. Flag is down. Curtis Duncan will pick up the first down if the play stands. Sammy Walker makes the stop for the Steelers.
Going to be holding.
And they'll bring it back.
One of the things that the Houston Oilers have done very well.
Holding, offense, number 81, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
It's on. Ernest Gibbons, their second penalty, a total of 15 yards already. Ball goes back to the 27.
Wait a minute, Ernest Gibbons?
I know.
Ernest Gibbons was called for holding? 5'9", 180, what's he doing there?
He's
a
holding
pass protector. Give me a break. What is
He's
that
holding
about?
Everybody. We still do not have an official report from the trainer or the doctors of the Steelers. And as soon as we have that, we will pass that on to you. Second down and 15. The ball at the 27-yard line. And here's Lorenzo White. Dropped at the 30-yard line. So he picks up 3. Rod Woodson is the man who brought him down. It's going to be third down and 12.
Well, Rod Woodson shows that he's not just a one-dimensional player. A lot of times cornerbacks in this league don't want any part of run support, so they're always saying, no, I'm a cover guy. That's what I do. I'm a cover guy. But Woodson at 6'2", 200 pounds and a 4.25 40 shows not only can he pick the balls off and run, but he can hit people as well.
And this is his first time being on the left side. Previous in his career, he'd always been on the right corner.
But again, see, because of the 4 wide receiver set, they want him to be all over the field, trailing either Gibbons or Jeffries, the 2 key receivers in that 5-4 set.
Third and 12. Pressure, dumps it off underneath the coverage. It's to Leonard Harris. His first reception of the ball game. Larry Griffin makes the tackle. It'll be fourth down, and the punting team will come aboard for Houston.
That's a good call by Dom Capers and Bill Cowher there. They come with the blitz, and as a result of the blitz, Warren has to do what's called blitz protect throw, and that's a short throw to Leonard Harris. But at 3rd and 12, there's no way that he can get it downfield. So even though they're able to get a completion, good call there by Capers, formerly the defensive backfield coach for the New Orleans Saints.
And a surprise, Rod Woodson will be the return man for the Steelers. Montgomery's kick. And it's a good one. Woodson takes it at the 15. Has 6 yards on the return to the 21-yard line. Spencer Tillman is the man who got him 55 yards on the kick by Greg Montgomery. No score. We'll be back in a moment.
This one's from Kansas, where we met that nice couple from Sri Lanka.
This is from Ohio, where we learned to dance the lambada.
This one's from Mississippi, where Gigi Galubin's mother lives.
Right now, only at Burger King, when you buy a delicious flame-broiled Whopper, medium fries, and a medium Coke Classic, we'll give you this unique textured Coca-Cola glass absolutely free.
Ellis, show them the one from New York. Oh, no, the sophisticated one.
Free Coca-Cola glass with a Whopper, fries, and a Coke Classic.
Get in line. Stay in step. Or maybe you'd rather go your own way. In which case, check out the all-new 93626 ES from the new Mazda. The company that's put a twist on everything from luxury cars to roadsters. Now we've done the same to sedans. With a V6, an airbag, and ABS. Introducing the all-new Mazda 626.
Mazda,
Excuse me, gotta get to the game.
You need
Dad? Gotta get to the game. Gotta get to the game. Gotta get to the game.
You need
Gotta get to the game, man. Gotta get to the game. Gotta get to the game. Come on, son, we gotta get to the game.
The new Nike basketball and Nike cross training shoes at Foot Locker.
Dad, you ever work at Foot Locker? Foot Locker.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the new Mazda. Mazda, it just feels right. By Miller Lite, an official sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 27. By Burger King, where you get it your way, right away. We don't serve billions, we serve individuals. And by ITT Corporation, building people's dreams.
Inside the Astrodome, no score. Steelers with the ball at their own 21-yard line, first down. Let's take a look now at that Oiler defense. With Williams, Childress, Smith, Pegues, Lathan, Al Smith, and Johnny Meads as the front seven. And their base set with Gray, Johnson, McDowell, and Bo Orlando in the secondary. And of course, the most active man defensively for the Houston Oilers is their coordinator, Jim Eddy. Stand aside. Look at the. We talk. I tell you, he's the most enthusiastic man in the entire world. He is more fun to talk with than anyone. He really enjoys coaching football. Play action, fake a fumble. Johnny Meads in the end zone for the touchdown.
Now, you mentioned Jim Eddy, Charlie. The man that made that play right there, that's a happy man. And the man that made the play was Lamar Lathan. Lamar Lathan, number 57, missed almost all of preseason because of an injury. And the one thing that they wanted to do with Lathan was to get him to be the kind of pass rusher that Pat Swilling or Derek Thomas is. And that's exactly what happened. He comes from the weak side, creams O'Donnell, the ball comes up, Meads gets the gift.
Greco to attempt the point after. And it is good. Defensive coordinator Jim Eddy said that this could arguably be maybe the best athlete of linebackers in the AFC. Right up, here he comes. He beats the block of the left tackle. Just creams O'Donnell. He had no chance, and good hands there by Johnny Meads to come up with the ball. Houston up 7-0 when we return.
Some of us are self-cleaning. Some of us aren't. Clean, not so clean. Groomed, oh well. Oddly enough, it's the same with water heaters. Some don't care how messy they are. But State water heaters self-clean with a patented way to prevent harmful sediment buildup. And since they use natural gas, they heat water for half the cost of electricity. For those other self-cleaners. Clean natural gas, America's best energy value.
Why can't van doors swing open instead of slide? Why do minivans handle like trucks? Why can't they feel more like a car? This is what the engineers at Mazda wondered when they designed the MPV. Because when you ask better questions, you tend to come up with better answers.
Why does your door do that?
The MPV from the new Mazda.
It just feels right.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on,
It's a universal truth. Miller Lite's brewed from the start to be the one great-tasting beer that's less filling. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Another unexplained crop formation has been sighted. Looks like there's intelligent life out there after all.
Next Saturday, the first blockbuster showdown of the season as the Fighting Irish battle arch-rival Big Ten champion Michigan. Notre Dame football is home on NBC.
Lamar Lathan with the sack. That jarred the ball loose and set up the touchdown. Houston leads by a score of 7-0. And Al Del Greco is kicking off. And Dwight Stone from the goal line. Excellent coverage by the Houston Oilers. Joe Bowden got it.
Joe Bowden's the man who's trying to replace Eugene Seal. Take a look at Lamar Lathan. We're used to seeing 6'3", 250-pound guys get off the ball. Look how fast he gets up. John Jackson never had a chance. And as a result, there's the fumble, and there's the touchdown by the man, number 57, Lamar Lathan, who was known as Wild Thing. They stole that from Tone Loc, though. He probably should get a residual for that.
Stole it from Major League.
I was reading an article about him. If you can see his right bicep, he went out and got a tattoo of a panther. And he said he wants to intimidate on the field. And it's safe to say that on that play he did.
Pittsburgh trailing 7-0. First down, their own 13-yard line. They give it to the second back, Barry Foster. Childress is waiting on him. And Eric Green, on the first play of the game, came out. The report is a bruised shoulder. Doubtful that he can return to this ball game. They will double check him at halftime. But that the good news is it's not a separation, it's a bruised shoulder, but a big loss for the Steelers in their opener. Gain of a couple of yards for Pittsburgh. Second down and 8. The ball at their own 15-yard line. Stone in motion. Foster the ball carrier. He's going to pick up 3 more to the 18. It's third down and 5, and Lamar Lathan makes the tackle.
Right now it appears that Pittsburgh's being a little bit conservative, but maybe so because Jeff Alm is completely unblocked and he comes through, but he's able to bust the tackle. And there he is again, number 57, Lamar Lathan.
Interesting that they told us yesterday when we were talking to the coaching staff that Lamar Lathan needs more experience in rushing the passer.
Yeah, he kind of got on that one play, huh?
Yeah.
A little notch in his belt. Huh?
He's picking it up today. Third down. Pass is complete to Hodge. A fumble. It is picked up by Jerry Gray, and Houston has the ball. And a flag is down back at the 13-yard line. Also one back at the 10-yard line.
Charlie, my guess is that's holding, and they'll let it go. Jerry Gray, number 21, the man who's taking the place of Chris Dishman, and they're going to let that go, and certainly they're going to want to hang on to the ball.
And again, it was number 57.
Offense, number 62. Penalties decline. First down.
Lamar Lathan caused the fumble.
I was just going to say, Charlie, you know, one of the things here in Houston is they wanted to get away from that old line that this is the house of pain. But I tell you what, they are hitting like it is the house of pain. Number 57 arrives in a very bad mood. And sure enough, Merrill Hodge, normally very sure-handed, coughs up the ball. And there's the 4-time Pro Bowler Jerry Gray subbing for the holdout Chris Dishman. Another turnover. Houston Oilers in good shape.
At the Pittsburgh 26-yard line, Oilers up 7-0.
Does this man look like a football player? If we can get after this play, take another shot at Lamar Lathan.
Boone wants to go to the end zone. Pulls back instead, and it's Curtis Duncan. First down, Houston. Brian Hinkle with the tackle.
That man looks like a football player. I mean, you know how you look at say Darryl Strawberry in a uniform, or Michael Jordan. These guys look like their sport. This man looks like a football player. I mean, he's got the thick neck, he's got the short haircut, got the big arms, and he runs like the wind. He reminds me a little bit, although he's probably a little bit huskier, of Junior Seau in San Diego. Yep. Those two could be the new young dominant linebackers in this league.
The ball just outside the 11-yard line. First down, Houston. Boone all the time in the world. Now he scrambles a little. Back edge of the end zone.
Oh, what a catch!
Gibbons.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It's the electric slide. Knew exactly where he was. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the first time we're going to get a chance to see a little celebration in the end zone and no flag. What a relief. No more legislation on emotion.
That's
as you mentioned,
in the NFL.
Warren Moon, give credit here to the offensive line. A lot of time. I really think Warren might have been throwing this ball away. And Ernest Givens shows his hops, gets up. Where are the feet? Wow, what a catch. Knew exactly where he was. And I can guarantee you on Monday when they show the films that he's going to be bragging about his vertical jump to all the taller players. I guarantee you.
And the extra point is good. Oilers lead it 14-0. We'll be back with a kickoff in just a moment.
This is our vision of what a luxury sedan should be. Not because it offers rich leather and anti-lock brakes, but because it comes standard with an airbag on the driver's side and the passenger side as well, creating a luxury sedan where even peace of mind is shared. The new 929, the first luxury sedan from the new Mazda.
Yo, this is Jazzy Jeff. And how did I get my starter hat to look like this? The Jazzy Jeff breakdown. First you grab the hat, then you grip the hat, then you flip the hat. Make sure it's a starter hat. Then you raise the hat, then you slam the hat, then you twist the hat, then you turn the hat, then you spin the hat, then you smooth the hat. But hey, don't forget, look for the stars.
We built this business.
They came in with their big pumps and stopped the flooding. Saved my business. All I've worked for.
Build this business.
Your people really care. It meant a lot to us.
They lent me the money. Without it, Debbie couldn't have started college.
We built this business to build your dreams.
5 minutes and 25 seconds. That is the time remaining. We're in the first quarter. Let's go back to that catch of Ernest Givens. There is no instant replay this year. If there was,
take a look at the left foot. Watch the left foot. Reminiscent, if you recall, of the Super Bowl in Art Monk when he made that catch. Take a look at almost the baby toe right there on the line. Certainly if that was instant replay, the Pittsburgh people could argue that he was out of bounds, but any way you look at it, that was some kind of catch by that man, Ernest Givens.
And Houston leads 14-0. Pittsburgh will down the ball in the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line with Stone and Derek Owens running together.
Boy, that looked ugly. Right, you know, Pittsburgh.
Bill Cowher's team showing, is it nervousness? Is that what it is?
So. You know,
jitters?
Again, you're talking about, you know, a new coach and a system. I thought they started off the game great with Woodson's interception. You know, they did a good job of holding down Warren Moon in the first two series. But now, as a result of two turnovers, they got their backs to the wall a little bit. And they're a team that really is basically a running team. And as a result, you can see the young people are pressing a little bit. It's got to calm them down some.
And so I would assume they'll come out, go right back to your basic running attack, try to settle everybody down.
Well, again, there's 5 minutes left in the first quarter. No need to panic.
Barry Foster is the remaining back. And he's the ball carrier. And he's got a yard to the 21. Doug Smith pulls him down. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
One of those likable guys, Doug Smith, about 312 pounds, been around a long time, 34 years of age. Look at that beard.
I know. It's
kind of a Grizzly Adams thing.
I know, but how can you not like somebody that's 309 pounds? He's my new best friend.
Good point. All right, you got a point there. There's a lot. You know what, though? All kidding aside, there's a lot of pressure on him as a result of we mentioned because you know Sean Jones and William Fuller are out. There's a lot more pressure on that front four to play well. And Doug Smith is one of those guys that has to, dare I say it, rise to the occasion.
Play action fake. To Stone, and he has it. Dwight Stone has the reception, 40-yard line of Houston. Jerry Gray had the coverage, and a gain of 39 yards on the play.
When I mentioned to Neil O'Donnell if he was going to pick on somebody, Jerry Gray, of course, former cornerback and 4-time Pro Bowler with the Los Angeles Rams, he clearly has lost a step. They guess that right now his 40 time is more around 4.7. Dwight Stone, however, has been clocked in 4.23. And so right there, that was just a mismatch of speed versus a lack of speed.
Interesting. Dwight Stone wears contacts during the game, but during practice in the week, he does not wear his contacts. He says it forces him to concentrate more on the ball. Now, his eyesight, in case you wear glasses, is about 20/50. That means he can see it, but it's a little fuzzy.
Very interesting. No way he can read the tagliabue on the ball.
No, he cannot read that. Barry Foster, he's going to have a yard to the 39. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Doug Smith and Ray Childress with the tackle.
Last year when this game was in the Astrodome, you and I also broadcast that, and they could do absolutely nothing with Ray Childress. He's already been on about 3 or 4 tackles. Duval Love really has his hands full with that man.
Jim Eddy with all of the defensive signals. As a matter of fact, Pittsburgh has an extra cameraman here, and they have a camera that is on him. They want to film him, tape him, dissect him to find out exactly what the signals might mean. Of course, they play again later in the year, and he's got, like a third base coach, he's got wipe-offs and activation and all kinds of signals that he's flashing. Donald goes deep into double coverage. It is knocked away. Graham, the intended receiver. Bo Orlando makes the play. There's a flag down. Not a good pass, though. Not to throw into double coverage.
Well, you know, we kind of abused Jerry Gray a little bit running behind Dwight Stone, but not in this case. Excellent coverage right there, right with him. Here's what he was talking about, a block below the knees. We'll wait for the referee to call it.
Gary Lane, the referee.
Charlie, in the meetings that we had with the supervisor of officials at the beginning of the season, Jerry Seaman said that this was something that was going to be called more frequently.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, illegal chop block, number 63 on the offense, 15 yards, repeat 2nd down.
That's under Monty Dawson, and that is that chop block where you're being held up by one man and the second blocker comes down at your knee.
I would guess that was probably on Ray Childress, because if there's one guy that they can't just handle man for man, it has to be Ray Childress. That man right there, interesting. Coach Jim Stanley, who's the defensive line coach, said something that here in Texas could actually be sacrilege. He said that if you take that man and Bob Lilly in his prime, I'll take Ray Childress. Ooh, that's something.
That is.
Texas, huh?
2nd and 24. The ball back at the Steelers' 46-yard line. And here is the draw. Hodge, the ball carrier. 45-yard line of Houston. Bo Orlando and Darrell Lewis make the tackle. So he picks up 9 on the play. And it'll be 3rd down, about 15 to go.
In the 1990 playoffs, when the Pittsburgh Steelers made it to where they were against the Denver Broncos and lost by a mere point, this man had back-to-back 100-yard games against the Oilers and the Broncos. And they felt that Merrill Hodge was going to really become a Pro Bowl type player. He's never quite lived up to that. He's been a 600, 700-yard guy, 30, 40 catches out of the backfield, a solid running back, but not the star that people anticipated after that particular playoff.
Houston leads 14-0. Just over 2 minutes ago, first quarter, and the pass is high. It is incomplete. Stone goes up for it, cannot pull it down. Bubba McDowell is there for the Oilers. It'll be 4th down, and Mark Royals comes on to kick it away.
Jim Eddy is pushing all the right buttons right here. Dwight said this is a tough catch, though. The ball comes up. Take a look at Bubba McDowell. He's ready to take it away from even if he catches it. He's got to be a little bit frustrated. That is a catchable ball, and he knows it. That's about the 3rd drop for Steeler receivers.
Royals to kick.
No, fake.
Big fake. First down.
Great call by Bill Cowher.
Warren Williams stretches to the 1-yard line.
Big mistake here made by the Houston Oilers is the fact that when you get inside the 50-yard line, most special teams coaches will call what's called a safe, which means you back up. But here the Houston Oilers, they're in an all-out rush. And as a result, there's absolutely nobody on coverage, and Williams completely alone, be able to make a nice move. Fakes out Harris and almost gets into the end zone. Good block down there. Marcus Robertson is the guy that ends up saving the touchdown. But once you're inside the 50-yard line, your special team punt return has to be cognizant of the guys who are eligible, because that's the best time to fake is in the other team's side of the field.
1-yard line, first down, goal to go. Foster right side, touchdown, flag is down. Another flag is down. Another flag is down.
I think in the backfield they must have been counting the number of people. Could be that Houston had too many people on the field. So you get in your goal line defense, and normally you have people in there that aren't in. Oh, now they're talking about that they're going to kick that man out of the game.
Are they an ejection?
They got Rick Graff for saying that he kicked someone. Once again, as we talk about when we discussed with the supervisor of officials, Jerry Seaman, he made the point that he said that when there are going to be flagrant fouls, they have empowered the officials to not wait, not just throw 15 yards, but indeed eject people. Cooler heads are trying to prevail. You can see right there, Gary Lane, the referee, is trying to calm people down. He doesn't want to toss. Jerry Bergman is the one who feels like the man should be tossed out. Number 17.
12 men on the defense. Touchdown is good. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 93 on the defense. He's ejected. 15 yards on the kickoff.
Well, if you believe in that concept of momentum, you'd have to say that it shifted right here. All of a sudden, 14-0 facing a blowout, big fake punt. Now, with the extra point, they closed it within a touchdown, and Rick Graff finds himself out of the game. So, Pittsburgh Steelers have done a good job showing a little poise and coming right back in.
And the extra point is good. And suddenly, it's Houston 14 and Pittsburgh 7. With just over a minute to go in the first quarter. And they were. The Steelers needed to get something together. It looked as if you were facing a blowout, and all of a sudden, with the fake punt.
And this guy right there, I got to tell you something. He is unafraid. Earlier in the game, 4th down and 4, instead of the safe field goal, he goes for it. Early in the first quarter, fake punt. I mean, this guy is you know what? He's showing a lot of courage here. You got to like Bill Cowher if you're a Pittsburgh fan.
And for the Steelers, they put together an 80-yard drive in 6 plays.
Big play, of course, being that fake punt to Warren Williams. Actually, a pretty nice throw there by Mark Royals, too. You get a guy that open off times, you end up throwing the ball end over end. You don't get him there. Get a chance to take a look here at the fake punt. What happens here is that on the top, you'll see that number 42 is the up back. He just comes in. Absolutely nobody is covering him. And as I mentioned before, once you're inside the 50, that's the most logical time to run the fake punt. And down 2 touchdowns, certainly the Houston Oilers should have been cognizant of that. And special teams, I'm sure Richard Smith is very disappointed in that, as is, you can see, Jack Pardee.
The 2 head coaches. Jack Pardee, now the elder statesman of the Central Division. Gary Anderson will be kicking off with Corey Harris, number 86, and Darrell Lewis, number 29. They are the return men. And we have 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go in the first period. Houston 14, Pittsburgh 7.
The man you saw screaming on the sideline standing next to Jack Pardee, that was Richard Smith. That was the special teams coach. We can get another look at him. There's a man right now that can't be too happy about what just transpired with that fake punt. He's got his back turned to you right now. Maybe he knew the camera was coming. He didn't want to be seen after that one. There he was right there. Heavy set man with the man on his hands on his hips.
High and short. And here is Harris to the 20. Trying to disrupt the timing of the return, and yet the rookie from Vanderbilt, Corey Harris, has a nice return. Richard Sheldon makes a stop for the Steelers.
Flag down, Charlie. It appeared that Pittsburgh, you know what it was, is that because they had the extra 15 yards, I'm sure that Pittsburgh's going to be offsides. What they wanted to do is to pooch kick and see if they can get it down there, and not, you know, the common wisdom, as you see in this situation, is just to blast it out of the end zone. But in pooching it down there, that was heads up by Bill Cowher to do that, because he enabled his team possibly to get it inside the 15. But as you mentioned, a nice move by Harris, cutting back to the outside, and now Houston has excellent field position.
They refuse the penalty and have a first down at their own 35-yard line with 57 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Houston leading by 7, 14-7. So White. And he's going to pick up a couple before Jerrol Williams, a nose tackle, stops in for Pittsburgh.
Definite lull in the action. You can feel it in the crowd. Anticipating a big blow, and after that 14-0 lead, now the touchdown by the Steelers, and then a running play into the line. Kind of a little breath there.
From a fan standpoint, but from the Steelers standpoint, though, emotionally they have to have a complete turnaround.
Interestingly enough, Jim Eddy made an observation about talking about the body English of the Pittsburgh team. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Here's the throw, drops this one off to White. And he's going to lose 3 back to the 35. Jerrol Williams makes the tackle along with Greg Lloyd.
Time runs out in the quarter. Jerrol Williams read that screen pass. Not very effective.
And at the end of the first period, the score is Houston 14, Pittsburgh 7. We'll be back to the Astrodome in a moment.
Last night, Russ Beeler, owner of Lake Edna KFC, opened Hammer's eyes to new popcorn chicken. Delicious, crispy, bite-sized morsels. A whole new way to enjoy the Colonel's chicken. The problem was, no one could get him to go on. Until the last piece was gone.
That's hot.
New KFC popcorn chicken. Treat yourself for $1.99. The band just $5.99 in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
You know you can get cash just across the street. But did you know you can get cash all across the country? Using the same card you use at the cash machines at home. That is, when your card has a plus. Because Plus marks the spot for cash when you travel. At cash machines in big cities and small towns. In all 50 states and beyond. So check your card and name your street.
At the first tickly itch of athlete's foot, there's an X. Killing those grungy fungi before they get racket and burning. Go get that can now, or else don't blame Desonex.
This is the time to use Ace Paint. Hey, Ace knows what it takes to make great paint, because Ace makes its own. Ace Paint, top quality in every drop, guaranteed.
Ace 7-Star, their best interior flat latex, is just $10.97 a gallon.
Another reason Ace is a place for you.
The Bills. Jim Kelly and the NFL's top offensive machine have reached the Super Bowl 2 years running. The 49ers. They've made the playoffs 8 times in the last 9 years. Now, 2 NFL powerhouses air it out. Part of an NBC football doubleheader next Sunday.
Thanks, Chuck. Coming up, the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report. This week, for the first time ever, Chuck Noll, the former head coach of the Steelers, allowed a camera crew inside of his home. Gail Gardner was there, and she will have that visit for you at halftime, along with Bob Costas, Will McDonough, and O.J. Simpson, all the scores and highlights. And here the score is Houston 14, Pittsburgh 7 as we start the second quarter. Warren Moon. And he throws it away, intercepted at the 45-yard line. It is Darren Perry with a second interception for the Steelers secondary.
And how exciting for that rookie from Penn State. I think a lot of people anticipated that here's a guy that they were going to pick on. Rookie from Penn State, a lot of injuries in the secondary. But this is an absolutely atrocious throw by Warren Moon. Look at that. He throws it right into the seam, right to him. Darren Perry can't believe his luck. Right in the breadbasket. He makes a pretty nice run back here. Number 9 in college changed to number 39, and Warren is the one that has to drag him down. But now Pittsburgh, excellent field position at the 20-yard line, and that man can't be too happy with himself.
34 yards on the return by Darren Perry. The ball at the Houston 20-yard line. And the Steelers now just one play away from tying up the game. Flag is down. Foster will pick up a couple. Al Smith makes the tackle.
A lot of inexperience once again. You know, you shoot yourself in the foot. I don't, you know what, Charlie, you know that I don't like when you get a big play like that, go for it right away.
I'm surprised.
You've got all the momentum going for you. Well, let's pull back in the middle of the field.
Number 67, 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And that's Duval Love, as we mentioned, having problems with Ray Childress. Now you find yourself 1st and 20. And you know, unless they can get a big play here, all they're going to get out of it is a field goal, and the momentum switches back to Houston.
Well, I'm surprised. At least you could go to the end zone 3 times, then go for the field goal.
Run a reverse,
sure.
you know, throw an out and up, do something like that. You know, you kill your momentum by just going with the fullback in the middle of the field.
First down and 20. The ball back at the 30-yard line. Pressure up the middle.
Great throw.
Diving point on the far side, Jeff Graham. And he has it at the 18-yard line. Gain of 12. Lamar Lathan was coming on the blitz.
That's a nice catch, but look at Lathan. Nobody touches him. And I mean, he creams O'Donnell. Throws it before he looks. Excellent throw by O'Donnell, showing a lot of poise. He took that one right into the right armpit by the man we've been talking about the entire first quarter, Lamar Lathan. Give Jim Eddy credit. He's doing an excellent job of getting Lamar Lathan in situations and over people who are having a hard time blocking it.
At the 18, 2nd and 8. O'Donnell 3 of 7. Mark Royals, the punter, is 1 for 1. That's what set up the touchdown. In zone, incomplete. Stone, the intended receiver. Jerry Gray got a hand on it. 3rd down.
One of the advantages inside the 20 is that the speed factor becomes negligible. Take a look at Jerry Gray and his anticipation with Stone. Dwight doesn't make too good of a move here to the side, and Jerry Gray anticipates it perfectly, cuts inside, and thought he had an interception. Excellent coverage there by Jerry Gray. As we mentioned earlier, 4-time Pro Bowler for the Los Angeles Rams. Played some nickelback last year, and a result of the 46 defense that the defensive coordinator Jeff Fisher had put in, he had to play a lot of bump and run, which was not his forte. Shovel pass.
Underneath the coverage to Jeff Graham. Darrell Lewis with the tackle.
The old Utah pass. Give credit right there to Lee Williams. He did a good job of anticipating that. He wasn't fooled. Number 97, the left defensive end for the Houston Oilers. He was able to get a hand on him, and as a result, they're going to be forced to kick the field goal. Lee Williams is an interesting story. Of course, they traded a first-round pick for him for the Chargers last year. You can see the big pad on his arm. He had a break of the bone in his forearm and was not able to play much last year. But now, as a result of William Fuller's holdout, he's the starting left defensive end.
And the extra point is good from 30 yards away. The field goal is good from 30 yards away. The score is now 14-10 Houston.
Wouldn't it be great if you could afford a luxurious mansion? For you and all your friends? Of course, the place needed some updates, like a bowling alley and a pool table. Naturally, you'd have an open house.
Oh, dear!
With beer!
Harold, do something!
Icy, cold-filtered Keystone, Keystone Light, and Keystone Dry. Bottle beer cased in a can. Now, wouldn't that be great?
Shirts. Beware the man who says, "I'll give you the shirt off my back." Chances are it's not a Docker's shirt, and therefore of no great loss to him, nor of any particular gain to you. Nobody does shirts like Docker's.
Car and Driver magazine declared its road manners are in the import thing, but comfort is better. And if you're wondering what else they had to say about the new Oldsmobile 88 Royale, call 1-800-241-OLDS. We'll send you their complete test drive evaluation on video cassette, free. Because when Car and Driver says the new 88 has hit the elusive style mark, it deserves more of your time than we can give it here. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
And, of course, the Raiders against Cincinnati. That will be the early game. The late game, Buffalo, San Francisco. Jets at Pittsburgh. John and I will be at Pittsburgh for that game. And Houston and Indianapolis. That is all next Sunday here on NBC.
Jets aren't exactly off to a fast start. There we get a chance to see Nick Eddy. You know what? He's been Jim Eddy, excuse me. Nick Eddy, the old halfback for the Notre Dame. Jim Eddy. He's been making all the right moves.
Amazing.
You know, really.
I don't think you've taken a breath for the last 30 minutes.
Take away that fake punt, and you know, the Houston defense has been outstanding.
The kickoff into the end zone will bring it out to the 20-yard line.
You know, minus, as I was trying to point out with regards to Jim Eddy, minus that fake punt, Pittsburgh had 78 total yards, so it certainly isn't the fault of the Houston defense where that's concerned. Right there, you know.
Look at this Warren Moon, 6 of 8 to his teammates, 2 interceptions.
Well, one thing, you know, last year he had the records. You know, he had 404 completions out of 655 attempts, both NFL records. But what a lot of people don't point out, he had 23 touchdowns, but he also had 21 interceptions, and that, you know, that really detracted from those major numbers that he had.
Sets up left, throws back right, pass is complete to Duncan, and he goes out of bounds. He's got the first down.
Curtis Duncan, one of the less known holdouts for the Houston Oilers, held out all of training camp and came in about 2 weeks ago. Made a nice move there on Rod Woodson, kept him in his tracks. Gave the Houston Oilers offense, I would say at this point, a much needed first down.
Yes.
Very lethargic early.
Gain of 12 to the 32-yard line. Haywood Jeffries 84, Leonard Harris 83, Ernest Gibbons 81, and Curtis Duncan 80. Those are their numbers.
Interesting enough, where Curtis Duncan is concerned, he was the least known of the Fab Four for the last couple of years, but it's been told to me by the coaches he actually has the best teams.
And here's Lorenzo White. He's got the first down. The 50, the 40, has a blocker in front. It is pushed out of bounds. The lead blocker was Haywood Jeffries. And Richard Sheldon finally pushed him out of bounds. A gain of 43 yards on the play.
Charlie Jones, you are sharp here. He makes the cutback. He breaks the one tackle, and you're right. Give credit right here to Haywood Jeffries. He gets right in the way, and that enables Lorenzo White to get the extra yardage. He's laying him up and putting him down. He's not used to having that much freedom in the secondary. He's going, oh my gosh, look at 84. He's the one non-Smurf of the group. Haywood Jeffries, 6'3", 195, 200 pounds, does a good job, and as we say, helping that average per carry for number 44, Low White.
And that is the longest run of Lorenzo White's pro career. He's got a total of 63 rushing. Moon back to throw. Drops it to Gibbons, and Gibbons is dropped to the 20-yard line.
Carnell Lake with the big hit there. Last year when the Pittsburgh Steelers played the Houston Oilers, you had Carnell Lake man for man on Gibbons all over the field. Moon took advantage of that. Here underneath coverage, Lake is right there. Former outside backer for the UCLA Bruins. Another holdout in the Steelers secondary who only recently came in about 15 days ago. They plugged him right in. He's a veteran player. Big hit there on number 81.
Second down and 6. The ball at the 20-yard line. Houston leading 14-10. Now trying to assert themselves and take control of the ball game again. Moon fires right side. This pass is complete. And it's Leonard Harris who has the reception.
Interesting downfield, the defensive end Donald Evans in on the stop.
What is he doing covering it?
Well, again, Bill Cowher said he was going to mix up his coverages. I guess he wasn't kidding. I thought it was just one of those cliches coaches say. 66 Donald Evans, former second-round pick of the Los Angeles Rams. They actually had him at fullback for a period of time. Now they got him deeply ensconced as a defensive end. Someone along with Lloyd and Jerrol Williams that they need to pick up the sack totals. They said they need to put some pressure on Moon, which of course is a given.
Third down and 4. 18-yard line. Moon bump fake. Steals some time. Goes to the end zone and it's incomplete. Through behind the intended receiver.
I think he anticipated Haywood Jeffries to stay still there. You know, Warren can't be happy with himself. He's made just some awful throws, and in this situation as he's rolling to his right, there's no pressure. There just isn't any pressure. Spreads out the field. He's got Jeffries in the middle of the field wide open. He just couldn't get him the ball. He has that look on his face. What is going on?
Interesting, when we talked to him yesterday, he said he would rather be blitzed. He likes that pressure because that way he knows he's going to have more men open. He's got man coverage downfield. Here's Al Del Greco with a field goal attempt from the 26, an attempt of 36 yards. And it's good. From 36 yards away. And the score now, Houston 17, Pittsburgh 10, back to the kickoff.
You can have a great beef dinner in no time at all. Well, almost no time at all. Beef. It's what's for dinner.
July 1992. Oldsmobile goes further than any other car company to redefine quality. Further than the lab. Further than the test track. The Oldsmobile Achiever went 100,000 miles against Honda Accord and Toyota Camry in a real-world test. Independent test results prove Achiever outperformed Accord and Camry in total cost, which includes maintenance, repair, and operating costs. Achiever. Quality redefined. From the company that went far enough to prove it. Oldsmobile. The power of intelligent engineering.
The Dream Team. America's finest took on the world and won. They were bound by a common past, a common goal, and a common thread. For 75 years, Champion has made America's uniform. And we're proud to have made the uniforms for the team that brought home the dream. It takes a little more to make a champion.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering. By Champion Authentic Athletic Wear, it takes a little more to make a champion. By the Beef Industry Council and Beef Board, beef, it's what's for dinner. And by cold-filtered Keystone, Keystone Light, and Keystone Dry. Bottled beer taste in a can. Wouldn't that be great?
This is Charlie Jones and Todd Christensen here at the Astrodome with the score. The Houston Oilers 17, the Pittsburgh Steelers 10. And Dwight Stone from 4 yards deep, a little hesitation. Now the return, not a good decision.
Charlie, it's not a good decision. The average return in the NFL is just a little under 19 yards. You know what I'm looking for is I'm looking forward to the time when a touchback only goes out to the 10. That man right there is really struggling. You can see the look on his face when he came off the field. It's interesting because Warren, if you follow pro football, this man is not overly emotional. As you can see, he just, for some reason, is not in sync today. After an excellent preseason, Cody Carlson trying to give him a little advice, make him feel a little better, make him smile, do something, relax. Because he's really off. Not just the 2 interceptions, but right there having Haywood Jeffries wide open in the end zone, throwing it away.
Pittsburgh first down, their own 15-yard line. And they come back on the ground. Here's Merle Hodge. He's going to pick up a yard to the 16. Jeff Alm makes the tackle. It'll be second down and 9.
Jeff Alm, the former Golden Domer, is someone that they've been waiting to come through for them over the last couple of years. And now with the lack of depth in the defensive line, they keep waiting and waiting, but the problem has been injuries. He continues to have a spate of injuries that prevents him from being on the field. And now today you can see he gives Doug Smith a break. And he's been in on about a couple of tackles in the last 2 series.
Donald's pass underneath the covers to Graham. And he goes just across the 30-yard line for the first down. Now for an update, let's go to New York and Bob Costas. Bob?
Bad news for Browning, Nagel, and the Jets in the early going at the Georgia Dome. Here is Chris Miller sprinting right, and for the second time in the first quarter, finding the outstanding receiver Michael Haynes for a touchdown. First one covered 14. This one covers 11. They were up 17-0. Jason Starowski just hit a 43-yard field goal to put the Jets on the board, but it's still Atlanta by 2 TDs.
That's a bit of a surprise.
Well, maybe not. You know, we had an opener a couple of years ago. Remember, we had Houston and Atlanta, Jerry Glanville. He's got him hyped to a frenzy there in the big dome.
Touchdown scoring Barry Foster, the ball carrier. Ray Childress with a tackle. 32-yard line. It'll be second down and 8.
And Michael Haynes really is a star. 22 yards a catch, had 11 touchdowns last year for the Atlanta Falcons. He's a real comer. And a goer if you're defensive back.
Yeah.
Comer.
And in case you joined us late, Eric Green, the great tight end for the Pittsburgh Steelers, has a bruised shoulder right at the beginning of the ballgame. Doubtful that he can return for Pittsburgh. They're going to double check him at halftime. O'Donnell far side, pass is complete. He goes to Jeff Graham. Graham has made positive strides and has been coming along well. Those are the 2 quotes from the coaching staff of the Steelers. They expect him to be one of their main men.
Well, of course, with Lewis Lips holding out, they don't have much choice, do they?
You do capture the moment. That's right. First down, 43-yard line.
Well, I mean, that's all.
That's true.
No, I mean, that's all well and good to talk optimistically, but with Lewis lips out, somebody's got to step in the breach, and he's the guy.
And so far, he stepped in with 4 receptions for 42 yards. First down, Steelers. One of the things that Neil O'Donnell will do, and that is he will stand in. He will hold on to the ball. The Oilers defense knows this, and one of the things their coaching staff has been harping on all week is if you will keep going and keep going, you can get to him because he will hold on to the ball.
Yeah, but Ray Childress, 6'6", 280 pounds. Do you believe that 360 move getting to the quarterback? That is showing some excellent agility. And maybe, hey, I don't know, Jim Stanley might have been right. You might take this guy over Bob Lilly. Who knows? Of course, people in Dallas aren't too happy to hear that. But this guy is a player. Now, with the sad passing of Jerome Brown, you could argue that he, along with Michael Dean Perry, might be the two best defensive tackles in football.
Second and 13. Here is the draw to Foster, and Al Smith was waiting on it. It is now third down and 13, and here is an interesting note that neither team has converted on third down today.
A lot of the reason is that man right there in this game of chess. He's been making all the right moves. Here he comes to signal it in. Good. Yeah, good. Okay. Whitey Herzog be proud of that, huh? I like it. I like his animation, as you said.
You, of course, know the signal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He said 4 deep, cover 1, outside backer blitz. Or not.
Here is HUUUGE, and he is dropped at the 36-yard line for a loss by Jerry Gray.
Quality run support by number 21, Jerry Gray. Part of the problem here is Merrill Hodge waits too long. With his hand on the back of the guard, he's just waiting too long. And if Jerry Gray doesn't make the play, then Al Smith would have. Hodge needs to get out there quicker, but give credit to Gray. That was outstanding run support. And there's the man right there. Very, you'll like this, Fisher-esque.
Well,
timely, right? Contemporary chess, yeah, making all the right moves.
Checkmate. And here's the kick. Corey Harris, 12-yard line to the 20. Oh, and he sandwiches the 21. 5 minutes and 31 seconds, time remaining first half. The score, Houston 17, Pittsburgh 10. We'll be back in a moment.
Oldsmobile redefines quality. Here's proof. Call 1-800-THE-TEST to get independent test results from a 100,000-mile real-world test of the new Oldsmobile Achieva against Honda Accord and Toyota Camry. Learn how Achieva outperformed Accord and Camry in total cost, which includes maintenance, repair, and operating costs. You'll even get a free video documenting the test. Achieva, quality redefined, from the company that went far enough to prove it. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
This is the end of how you think about dandruff shampoo, of Head & Shoulders as you now know it. Now it's better. Because new Head & Shoulders gets to 10 times more of the places dandruff starts to help prevent flakes. Would you try this with your ordinary shampoo? I think not. No other shampoo has this formula. New Head & Shoulders. This could be the end of flakes. Period.
One of these engines was filled with Castrol Syntec, a new synthetic oil. The rest with conventional oils. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec's unique molecular structure bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it leaves a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oils. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't.
Welcome back to the Astrodome. In the preseason, the Houston Oilers probably won. Thank you, Professor. The Houston Oilers travel more than anyone in the entire National Football League. Tell us about it, if you will.
Thank you so much, Charlie. Professor Christensen here to point out Geography 101 from Houston to Tokyo, all the way, where's Tokyo? There it is. All the way back to Houston, all the way to Detroit and back to Dallas, back to New Orleans, back, and then to Los Angeles and back. A total of some 20,000 miles, just enough to make your head spin.
I'm really sorry that I introduced you. Houston from their own 21-yard line. Warren Moon to throw. This one is complete to the 38-yard line to Curtis Duncan. Now let's go back to the fact that they spent all of this time on the road. They have had a problem playing on the road during the regular season. They have not been that successful. Could this, in reality, be a benefit?
Well, I'm so glad. Oh, no. Okay. In reality, yes, because their road record is far below 500 over the last 5 seasons, despite the fact that they've made the playoffs. And a key to winning in the playoffs is the ability to win on the road. You know, the baseball axiom applies. Win at home and play 500 on the road. And as witnessed by the fact that all of that travel, 20,000 plus miles, they're 4-1 in the preseason. I think that bodes well down the stretch.
It's knocked in the air. Flag is down. Third interception for the Steelers if it holds.
I would guess you'd have a holding call here, and that's going to be for Pittsburgh. And you can see the excitement of the players on the field. That's exactly what it is.
Holding offense. Number 63. Penalties declined. First down.
Well, that's certainly not Warren. That's certainly not Warren Moon's fault right there. Larry Griffin gets the gift tip. Let's see who knocks it up in the air. Warren Moon coming to the side. Mike Munchak tipped up in the air, I believe, by Donald Evans. And there's the gift for Griffin. Once again, Steelers in excellent field position.
At the Houston 34-yard line.
Murphy's Law applies to Warren today. Look at that reaction. He just can't believe it. When was the last time he threw 3 interceptions in the first 20 minutes of play?
The Steelers are consistent. They come back with Barry Foster.
You know, it's funny to me, Charlie, because you look at it. This is the same guy that went with a fake punt. Yeah. This is the same guy that went for it on 4th and 3 on the 30-yard line. Momentum going your way, big turnover. You run the fullback in the middle.
And Barry Foster's average per carry, 1.6 yards in this ballgame.
Well, you know what? And that's fine. He got a 6-yard gain, but still, go with the bootleg. Try something creative. I mean, you know, just get the ball downfield.
Second down and 4th at 28. May pick up the first down. Johnny Meads and Willis McGeese were there.
Ron Earhart a little bit conservative here, but despite my criticisms, he did get the first down here. Certainly made famous by what he did with the New York Giants a couple of years ago, getting him to the Super Bowl, defeating the Buffalo Bills.
But one of the things that he told us is that he does want to do, he does want to constantly use up the clock. He does want to keep Warren Moon off of the field. However, the way Warren's throwing interceptions, you might want to get it back on the field.
Exactly.
First down, 23-yard line. Screen left side. Good move by Foster, and he has the first down.
Excellent call by Ron Earhart. That was excellent. After 2 plunges into the line, the screen to the backside, great call.
That's what you were looking for.
That's what I was looking for on the first play. Barry Foster comes and gets lost in the shuffle. There you can see Doug Smith thinks he's got a shot at him, but that's intentional, letting him go. Lamar Lathan busts through the block and almost makes the play, but the cut by Barry Foster right there enables him to get downfield. And Orlando and Johnny Meads come over, but it's too late. First down, Steelers.
At the 11-yard line. Just a play away and an extra point from tying this game up at 17.
And you're right, they have taken time off the clock. We're down to 2:30.
It's a screen. Flag is down on the play.
Now, I'm very surprised there that could have been a possibility of intentional grounding. I'll be interested to see what this discussion is. I assume that it's holding.
But the flag did not come from the referee, and that's where the intentional grounding flag comes from.
You're right. You're right. Now Neil's pointing out where his receiver was. Still pointing it out. Fred Targeting used to do that all the time.
There was somebody over there.
He'd intentional ground, and the minute he bounced up, he'd point. There, no, see, there he is.
And again, we might point out that there is no instant replay in the NFL this year.
Illegal use of the hands. Offense, number 87. Offensive pass interference, number 33 on the offense.
87 is Adrian Cooper, and Hodge is 33.
Adrian Cooper, the tight end. Well, actually, there it is from the back. You can see he pushes him in the back. Actually, behind the line of scrimmage, that is not a clip, but because he pushed him, evidently that's what they were calling the legal use of hands. It's very strange. You know what? I was telling my son the other day, this may be off the subject, but no, it isn't. When I look at Eric Green and Adrian Cooper, 6'5", 265, and 6'6", 280, and I tell my son that, yeah, I played tight end in this league. He goes, no, you couldn't. You couldn't have played tight end in this league. Guys are absolutely huge.
First and 20, 21-yard line. Here's the draw. Flag is down. Foster goes to the 14-yard line. Johnson and Lathan with the stop will go back to the flag.
Been an inordinate amount of holding penalties on the part of the offensive line. And I wonder, Charlie, if that has to do with the new offensive scheme. You know, of course, the Steelers have been known in the past, you see, not very happy there about that in the past, as a trapping team. And as a result, that's a finesse offense.
Holding offense, number 67, 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's Duval Love once again. The struggles with Ray Childress and Al Smith on the inside. Kent Stevenson, the offensive line coach, is the one that you saw there on the sidelines, very upset with what was happening. Look at him screaming, very disappointed. But again, getting back to the point, Ron Earhart has a very different system. His is a more physical system than maybe some of these Steeler linemen are used to because they've been finesse blockers over the last couple of seasons.
First down and 30 at the 31-yard line. And now the 2-minute warning will be given to both benches, and we'll step aside for just a moment. It is Houston 17, Pittsburgh 10.
Freedom. It's the spirit which moves the Cutlass Supreme, a car intelligently engineered to free your eyes, your hands, your senses. Introducing the new Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. The look may change, but the spirit remains the same. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
Burger King is a deal that's really making some noise. Every time you buy a Whopper sandwich, medium fries, and a medium Coca-Cola Classic, you get a 16-ounce Coke glass free. Collect a set and you can jam. I heard that.
Oil, the lifeblood of your engine. So the most vital organ is your oil filter. That's why you need Fram Extra Guard. Unique glass fiber paper stops more dirt than any other filter. Fram Extra Guard, the best protection ever.
Tonight, eyewitness how video helps a man fight against a brutal hate crime.
I had no idea to what extent this was going to go.
Eyewitness video, NBC Tonight.
A program note coming up, the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report. And this week, for the first time ever, Chuck Noll allowed a camera crew to visit his home, and Gail Gardner will have that interview. And we understand that Chuck is watching the ball game in Pittsburgh today. Not suffering withdrawal, and he is enjoying the rest of his life. Neat man. He did a super job. Known him since the early 60s when he was with the San Diego Chargers as an assistant coach.
I would say 20-plus years as a head coach. You've got the Sports Jones off your back.
Here is Hodge to the 20-yard line.
Here I've been complimenting Jim Eddy throughout the first half, and the Steelers secondary, I don't know if it's because of the fact that they're a little concerned with the speed of the outside receivers of the Steelers or what, but they backpedaled far too much there. I mean, they in effect just handed about 12 yards there to Merrill Hodge and put them in field goal position.
Second and 19. Far corner, flag is down. Pass is complete to Graham.
I think they're going to catch Richard Johnson for the interference. I think that's going to count.
And it will be a touchdown for the Steelers.
Man coverage on Richard Johnson. Jeff Graham just beat him to the corner.
Holding, defense, number 23. Penalties declined. Touchdown.
Very strange that you have man coverage at the 20-yard line, 2nd and 19, if indeed the prevention is just to make sure that they force the field goal. But sure enough, there's Graham, man for man coverage, and Richard Johnson. He falls down. Graham right there. Excellent throw by O'Donnell for the touch. Graham with an outstanding first half. 5 catches for 62 yards and a touch.
Extra point is blocked.
I think it was Ray Childress, Charlie.
I believe you're right.
Come from the inside. Take a look at number 79. He gets up right there. Sure enough with the left hand. 6'6", a little bit of a vertical jump. Having an outstanding first half, Ray Childress. But the rest of the Oilers aren't playing so well.
Houston leads by 1.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. The Kansas City Chiefs boast the best trio of running backs in the league. Heavy-hitting workhorses Barry Word and Christian Okoye supply up-the-gut power. While lighter, faster, Harvey Williams provides the change of pace outside speed. As individuals, their running styles vary. Together, they make the Chiefs the best they can be.
Imagine this could be you, one of the lucky winners of the Coors Light Talking Can Sweepstakes. How has winning a fabulous music prize changed their lives?
Not much, but then again, I'm filthy rich.
But the rest of us aren't. So winning a great music prize ain't too shabby. There's still time to win, because hidden inside 12 packs are cans that actually talk and tell you you won.
You win! Hey, I would open it anyway.
Coors Light Talking Can Sweepstakes. Just open, listen, and win.
You win!
Next Saturday, the pride and tradition of Notre Dame football returns to NBC as the Fighting Irish square up against one of their fiercest rivals, Big Ten champion Michigan. It's Heisman Trophy favorite Rick Meyer versus Michigan field general Elvis Gerback in this battle of 2 top 10 teams. Notre Dame football is home on NBC.
Jerrol Lewis running the kickoff return out of the end zone. That also is not a good choice. He gets to the 17-yard line. Warren Williams with the tackle.
You know, Chuck, I don't know what Gary Anderson did in the offseason, but that's the 3rd kick that he's had deep in the end zone. He must really be working at it. I mean, obviously being in a dome helps, but that's the 3rd time he's kicked it at least 5 yards deep, and this is an awful decision. Right there, he kneels down, he gets a free 25-yard return. Interesting statistic, the top team in the league last year averaged 21.5 for kickoff return. So why not kneel down and get the free 25 yards? You're absolutely right.
Up to the 20 yards. Instead, he's at the 17. Warren Moon. 3 interceptions in the first half. Dumps this off underneath to Lorenzo White. Oh, White is alone today. He's to the 32-yard line.
I was just about to get on him for not getting out of bounds, but when he ran over the one guy, he was able to spin to the outside and get out of bounds and save some time.
Sammy Walker finally stopped him. 1:03 time remaining in the first half. Let's go back to the touchdown of the Steelers. Jeff Graham, his 5th reception. Total of 62 yards.
I don't like this coverage. The reason I don't is you have 2nd and 19. Don't go man coverage and watch Richard Johnson. He bites on the post fake. As soon as he bites on the post fake, he gives him that outside. That doesn't make any sense because he has help inside. He's supposed to play that outside in.
First down, Houston. Moon pulls it back, then throws. First down. Leonard Harris.
Good call by Warren to go with the timeout right there. He made a very athletic play. People that are watching or scrutinizing Warren Moon closely are saying now that he is on the north side of 35, does he still have the athletic ability? Can he still move around? Right there, he was going to go left to Givens, pulled the ball back, got it to Leonard Harris in the middle of the field.
And one of the things about Warren, now he is having a terrible afternoon. He is not in sync. It's one of those days it's just not there. And yet he still manages with his great athletic ability to move around and make some things happen.
Right there he did. Excellent. And you know what? And here's the other thing about it, Charlie. He doesn't have the luxury of other quarterbacks if he's having an off day saying, well, I'll hand off to the running back. He doesn't get to do that because he's got the 4 wide receiver set. They have to throw the ball. And so even if Warren is having an off day, he's got to keep coming back. And that's the poise of the veteran right there.
Last time we saw him in a uniform, last time that America saw him in a uniform, was standing on the sideline in Denver watching the Broncos, John Elway, with that great drive. The last moments of that ball game in Mile High Stadium, when we asked him about it, he says he doesn't think about it, but he can't get it out of his mind.
Still lingers, no doubt about it. Great shot, caught it, and throwing the cup down. That's the most emotional I think I've ever seen.
Tipped, almost picked off again. Jeffries, the intended receiver. Richard Shelton made the defensive play.
Whatever it was that Bill Cowher said to his secondary, and whatever it is Dick LeBeau is doing, they are doing an outstanding job. Coming into this game, they knew that both their starting corners, D.J. Johnson and Rod Woodson, were less than 100%. They're doing an outstanding job. Look at Shelton, cuts in, almost gets the interception. I think they knew that they're going to get picked on, not simply because it's the run and shoot, but because they're a young group and they had their starters injured. But thus far in the first half, they've really shown themselves well.
Second down and 10. Curtis Duncan. That'll stop the clock. First down. 43-yard line of Pittsburgh.
Very thing that Warren Moon, that you said earlier that Warren Moon likes. Carnell Lake and Rod Woodson come on the blitz, so it's man coverage with Curtis Duncan. He breaks it off. Warren puts it right on the numbers. Nice catch by Duncan and to get his feet down. Curtis also having an excellent first half.
When we talked to Warren about his age, he said, I'm still getting over the bruises about Wednesday. That's normal. When it gets into Friday and Saturday, that's when I've got a problem.
It's a good way of putting it. That's absolutely right.
First down, Steelers 43-yard line. Has time, good protection. Leonard Harris, 30-yard line, first down. Darren Perry with a tackle.
Showing a lot of poise. Give credit again to the offensive line. Maggs, Williams, Munchak, Dawson, and Matthews. They have been giving Warren plenty of time to see the field, but thus far, well, in this drive, he's been a lot more effective, but certainly early he was having some problems.
Gain of 13, first down. Houston takes a timeout. Program note, next Saturday, the excitement of Notre Dame football returns to NBC. The Irish, a Big Ten showdown against Big Ten champion Michigan. Two of the top 10 teams in one of college football's most intense rivalries. Coverage begins with Notre Dame Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern time on NBC.
Okay, just
I like that.
in the background.
I thought it was
kind of a collegiate feel. You know, get us excited for it. That is
I thought it was the Houston marching band that was in it. The Houston with one marcher to his own drummer. All right, Houston. First down at the Pittsburgh 30.
I'm going to flunk you out of my geography class. Keep messing with me.
Thank you, Professor. Pass is complete. Far side to Duncan. He gets out of bounds.
And a face mask.
Stops the clock. 24 seconds. Pick up some yardage on the face mask.
Curtis Duncan has him going deep. Look at that, 11 yards off. Definitely a rookie mistake. Just handing him this yardage. Now watch as he spins around. Incidental right there. Pulling the face mask there. That's going to be an extra 5 yards. It is incidental, but it's going to cost Sammy Walker. Even though they're inside the 20, there's no way he should have been 11 yards off him. That was just a gift for the Houston Oilers there.
Personal foul. Face mask, 15 yards, number 23, first down.
I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
No, it's very incidental. That's very incidental on the part of Sammy Walker. You could actually see at the end of that when he had his hand on Duncan's butt, he was just trying to get him out of bounds. That was not a flagrant foul. That's too bad.
Ball goes to the 9-yard line. It is first down and goal to go. Houston leading by 1, 17-60. End zone incomplete. Leonard Harris, the intended receiver, 20 seconds time remaining in the first half.
Once again, just a little bit far. He had Leonard Harris. He threw it just a little bit far. Once again, outstanding protection. Steps right up in the pocket. Oh, there it is. Oh, good. That explains it. Rod Woodson. Excellent job tipping the ball away.
Second down, goal to go.
Part of the problem that Jack Pardee pointed out is that last week against the Raiders in the last exhibition game, they had a lot of drop passes. That hasn't been the case today for the Oilers.
Blitz is coming.
David Williams, okay, they got it. David Williams moved a little bit soon, right tackle, in anticipation of the count. So that'll set him back 5.
Full start. Offense, number 73, before the snap. Second down.
Very difficult to play tackle in this particular system because you don't have a tight end on the outside of you, either side.
Clock to 20 seconds. Please set the game clock to 20 seconds.
So both David Williams.
All right, now go back to that statement.
Well, what I'm saying is that because you don't have a tight end on the outside and all the time you're unprotected, you sometimes have to get a hand on a second guy coming on a blitz. So not only do you have your defensive end in front of you, if a Cardinal Laker, Rod Woodson, comes from the blind side, you've got to stick out the right hand. And so David Williams, in anticipation of the blitz, started a little bit early, backing up.
Second and goal, 14-yard line. Jeffries, he was sealed off. He steps out of bounds, stops the clock with 15 seconds left to go.
A lot of the criticism of the run and shoot offense is their inability to score in the so-called red zone. Of course, I liked what you did. You called it the green zone because that's the money zone. I prefer to say that. So from now on, that's what we're calling it.
All right.
Is within the green zone, because they don't have the runners and because they can't get in close, they feel that that's a detriment. Warren said it's just the opposite. In fact, when the run and shoot came into vogue in 1990 the first time, they were leading the league in scoring inside the 20. So it really isn't that big of a problem. It'll be interesting to see what Pittsburgh does here with the blitz, or if they stay back in a standard coverage.
Third and goal, 8-yard line, end zone, touchdown Houston. Gibbons has his second touchdown of the ball game. I thought we'd see more of a slide.
One of the things that Warren Moon does best is he's able to pick out a weakness. They pick on Larry Griffin. Larry Griffin is normally a strong safety, and certainly a matchup with Ernest Givens. Ernest Givens has to be favored there. Went the slant route. Warren, excellent throw. Is Givens a little excited or what?
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're right. I anticipated, you know, like a double backflip or kind of a cool Moby thing working in the end zone, but just with the one little slide.
Extra point is good. We'll go back to the touchdown.
Larry Griffin with Ernest Givens, man for man, standard defense, fake inside, comes to the opposite side. There he is all alone. Boy, that's not good. Rough day in the first half for Warren Moon, but take a look at his reaction here. Oh, yeah, I can get excited. Don't tell me I'm too old. I can continue to do it. Do you anticipate this much scoring in the first half?
No.
No, neither. A lot of points.
83 yards in 9 plays on the drive. It took 1 minute and 4 seconds. 24-16 Houston with 12 seconds to go in the first half.
He's smiling, whispering in Jerry Gray's ear. Man, I don't know.
The good ones get away with it when it's not there.
That's exactly right. You're exactly right. And certainly you'd know that a quarterback of Warren Moon's caliber is not going to continue to be off for that long. When it counted on third down, in fact, when we were talking about earlier about third down conversions, that might have been the first one, wasn't it?
Was that the first third down conversion of the ball game? First one, yes.
Couldn't have come at a more opportune time, could it?
So Al Del Greco will be kicking off. Dwight Stone is the deep back on the return, number 20 for the Steelers.
No squib kick. All right. All right.
Stone takes it at the 8-yard line and returns to the 25.
Joe Bowden again, number 58. Taking the place of Eugene Seal, who broke his leg. Eugene Seal, one of the best special teams players in the National Football League, but Bowden, similar physique too, about 5'11", 230 pounds.
Scott Kozak was also there.
Oregonian. All right. I know I always harp on that, but that's a squib kick at the end of the half. I always get tired of that. I like the fact that you have some confidence in your cover people to go down and make a hit.
And the Steelers will just run out the clock. It's official. It is halftime with the score. Houston 24, the Steelers 16. And don't forget that Pittsburgh came within a blocked extra point of tying up the ball game at 17-17. And then the Oilers came back with an 83-yard drive. Be sure to stay with us at halftime. Bob Costas and company for Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report. Scores and highlights from around the league.
This is Pittsburgh, where the Allegheny and Monongahela come together to form the Ohio River, just as the people of Pittsburgh are coming together through their united way to build a stronger community.
I'm Greg Lord of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And here in Pittsburgh, people are coming together. My wife Rhonda and I and our son and daughter have a rich life together.
And that's why we're both volunteers for our local United Way here in Pittsburgh, helping agencies like the Holy Family Institute. Here, children desperately need help. They need someone to be a mentor, a role model, to counsel and care, and most importantly, to love them. As volunteers, we can light the spark of hope that can make their dreams come true.
That's why your contribution to your local United Way and all of us working together is so important now more than ever. Your local United Way is helping where help is needed most.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
This is the time to use Ace Paint. Hey, Ace knows what it takes to make great paint because Ace makes its own. Ace Paint, top quality in every drop, guaranteed.
Ace 7-Star, their best Lynx house paint, is just $11.99 a gallon.
Another reason Ace is the place for you.
In the cap, and is that an NBC cap? Oh, I hope it is. In cap and a T-shirt and the sling. And that is Eric Green with the bruised shoulder, and that's the only report that we have.
There it is. You can see the little NBC Sport to the side.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, way to go.
Way to go.
Eric is smart.
Yeah, but he's in pain right
Eric,
now.
Yes, but Eric's going to get on camera a lot in the second half. We will update his injury time and time. No.
A shameless group, isn't it?
Yes, we are. What a nice young man. It was really a neat visit with him.
Well, he's obviously got more than a bruised shoulder. If his arm's in the sling.
Second down goal to go, 17-yard line. Houston has the ball. That flag is down. How will they rule it?
I'll tell you what it is. First of all, it's an incomplete pass, so it won't be the Oilers' ball. And they caught Doug Smith catching Adrian Cooper coming around the tight end. It's a good call. It was defensive holding. Doug Smith recognized it and pulled down the receiver. Jerry Bergman saw it. It was a good call.
And watch number 99, Doug Smith of Houston.
Doug Smith comes in. Now watch to the right. You're going to see Adrian Cooper come in. Now watch what Doug Smith does. He sees him coming. He just pulls him down.
And
See, he just pulls him down. And there's the shovel pass.
And it's incomplete.
That's defensive holding.
Yep.
Holding defense, number 99, before the fumble, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Now, that's interesting. He said before the fumble it was not a fumble.
Not a fumble.
Not a
That's
fumble.
exactly
It was a shovel pass.
Gary Lean has to be cognizant of the fact that because he threw it forward, that was incomplete. And that might be what they're talking about. It could also technically be an illegal chuck, right? Within the 5 yards. Yeah, it's actually behind the line of scrimmage.
Bill Cowher, the new young head coach of the Steelers.
What they're debating about here is whether or not it's an automatic first down, and the answer is yes. So they've moved the yard markers back. So instead of, you know, it alters the sack, so now they have it 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line.
Yep.
Forward pass. He's explaining that is not, if you can read lips, that's exactly what Bill Cowher is saying. That is not a fumble. It is a forward pass. But they have the yard markers set correctly. It is 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. So Bill's thinking about it. Now he's got to smile. Well, it's a forward pass. It's incomplete. Okay.
You know what I think? I think Gary Lane is saying the same thing. I don't think he realized he said fumble on the PA system.
That's right. That's right.
And Jack's saying, Jack Pardee saying, let's go play football.
Jack's saying, come on, defense. Let's hold them.
All right. Now, the ball at the 12-yard line of Houston. 1st down. 10 minutes, 38 seconds. Clock moving. Time remaining. 3rd quarter. Strange ball game.
Very strange. Very strange.
A little bit of everything.
The word bizarre comes to mind.
Yes, it does. Foster, 9-yard line. Bubba McDowell and Ray Childress on the tackle.
Is it my imagination, or are you saying the name Ray Childress an awful lot?
He is involved in every play. He really is.
Great player.
Yes. Not only a great player, he is off to a great start this year. 79.
There he is right in the middle. Cuts back, holds.
Yeah, backs in.
Backs in,
around,
makes the play.
Piece, sure.
Yeah. So, you know, sometimes when you hear the hyperbole of people, you always say, yeah, right, sure. Now here's the guy not only making tackles and sacks and blocking kicks. I mean, you know, he's selling programs soon is my guess.
And here is Foster. Doug Smith got it.
Doug Smith atoning a little bit for that defensive hold. I think he was so excited that he read the play. You know what I mean?
Yes, I've got it.
I'm
here
so
it is.
smart. Look at this. Bang.
I'll get him aside. Oops, wait a minute. Gain of a yard to the 8-yard line.
This man a couple of years ago suffered gunshot wounds and overcame that to come back and play. Nice man. A lot of fun.
3rd down and 6 at the 8-yard line. Barry Foster, the Steelers. 36 yards and 15 carries, 1 touchdown.
Steelers have yet to convert on 3rd down, Charlie.
Into the end zone. Stone incomplete. Lewis with the coverage.
He had Dwight Stone in the corner for the touch, but as a result of both Lee Williams and Ray Childress got off good protection. That's a nice job there. Turns him around. Lewis anticipates a little bit underneath, and Dwight Stone going for the one-handed catch. Can't get it.
And so Gary Anderson now on a 25-yard field goal attempt. He is hit from 30. And it is good. And so the Steelers put 3 on the board, and they go to 19 as a total. The Oilers lead it 24-19.
I'm Stan Galt from Goodyear. I'm sure that most of you are aware of the recent disaster in southern Florida. To assist in the relief effort, we sent the Goodyear blimp to the area. The blimp with its night sign can be used for critical communications with the workers and victims of Hurricane Andrew. The power is out in Florida, but the real power is in all of our hands. Please join Goodyear Associates throughout the country and help in any way you can.
Families are big business, so everybody says theirs is a family car. All right, tell me it has 90 cubic feet of passenger space like a Subaru Legacy then. Enough room for 5 so you're close but not touching me close. Tell me it has a quiet, horizontally opposed engine like the Legacy. There's enough noise already with a family. Tell me it offers all-wheel drive and anti-lock brakes like a Legacy. A family car is for my family, not some other family I don't care so much about. Tell me I have the money. I want to know what to drive.
It's a big investment. Get the most out of it. Change the oil every 3,000 miles. And do it yourself with quality Pennzoil motor oil from Walmart. Only Pennzoil promises performance, protection, quality. And only Walmart gives you Walmart savings every day of the year. Every 3,000 miles, put fresh oil in your car. But first, come to Walmart and put Pennzoil in your cart. Your car will last longer. Your budget will too. Walmart. Always.
Gary Anderson with his second field goal of the ball game. He is now hit from 30 and from 25.
You can see right there, third all-time. That's very impressive. But, Charlie, the one thing that's impressed me today, as I mentioned earlier, is that now, at 33 years of age, that's usually the time when the kickers start to have those short kickoffs. But evidently he's been lifting some weights or something, because he's had 3 kicks now into the end zone. That's not even counting the one that they had at the 50-yard line, which he pooched.
But as Warren Moon said, this becomes now the decade of the 30s. And after all of the great athletic performances by those over the age barrier of 30 in the Olympic Games, he says we can just follow that in the NFL.
That's right. And he abused me, saying I should still be playing. He had a lot of nerve.
Boy, he did have a lot of nerve. He is sailing it again.
Amazing. Gary Anderson, a native of South Africa who grew up playing soccer, as so many soccer-style kickers do. Getting off to a good start here in 1992.
And this time Houston electing not to run it out.
That was wisdom.
We have seen some strange and wondrous things today. Warren Moon, he has been intercepted 3 times.
One name that we haven't called too much today, Charlie, and we anticipated that this would be an issue, has been Leonard Harris. Leonard Harris has had a couple of catches, but he really has not been an integral part of the Houston offense.
You want to know how strange this game is? 8 minutes, 43 seconds left, third quarter. Houston, first opportunity on offense in the second half. Lorenzo White, the ball carrier. Picks up about 8.
This might be something they could think about, because Lorenzo White, when he had the big run earlier in the half, and it seems like every time he's carried the ball, he's got to be around 7-8 yards a carry. Maybe they should give him those 20 carries. It's tough to get intercepted when you're handing the ball off, isn't it?
Well, Lorenzo would certainly agree with you.
I can tell you another guy that get excited about that would be Bruce Matthews and Mike Munchak. Those guys are just dying to fire out and hit somebody.
6 carries, 71 yards, 2 receptions, 13 yards. And here is White again on the draw. First down, 38-yard line. Gain of 10.
Not that Warren Moon saw that graphic come up, but if you got a guy going 12 yards a carry, let's get him the ball. Drop play, little delay, cuts inside, shows some pretty good feet. He's an all-around back. He was telling us yesterday he takes great pride in the fact that not only can he run and catch, but the reason that he has solidified the position they traded away Alan Pinkett is because he is outstanding at picking up the blitzers coming in. Excellent blocker.
Yeah, and he also added that in the run and shoot, you've got to be an all-around back because you're not going to be running the ball that much. Good point. Just Gibbons in motion. Moon comes back to the left side to Jeffries. And it's another first down. Sheldon with the tackle. The ball at the Pittsburgh 43.
Sheldon giving far too much ground to Haywood Jeffries. Look at this. Look at this. That's almost 11 yards at the snap of the ball. And look, he doesn't even make a move. He just sits down in the zone, gets the catch. As you said, about a 16, 17-yard gain. You've got to play up in that situation. You just can't give him that much yardage. I mean, I'm all for respecting speed, but come on.
First down, Houston. Double slot right side. Is that Woodson coming in? Yes.
Certainly
Woodson
was.
Came in, went up for it. It'll be second down.
It's the third time we've seen Rod Woodson come on the corner blitz. Doug Dawson comes off him, but too late. You can see right there. Well, I tell you, you know what? The thing that impresses me about Rod Woodson, besides the obvious athleticism, is he has no regard for his body. I mean, the minute you jump up in the air like that, you've got a guard coming out who's 6'6", 275 that can just, eliminate your spleen. And there he is, airborne, doesn't care. Knocks down the pass.
And he's coming off of that injured calf muscle. Hasn't bothered him at all.
Obviously not.
Second down. Curtis Duncan out of bounds at the 35-yard line. He picks up 8, so it'll be third down. Still a couple to go for the first down.
One of the things, Bill Cowher, of course, for those that follow football, was the defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. That is really his strong suit. And one thing you have to give credit to him today, what he's done against Warren Moon, is he's done an outstanding job of mixing things up. Before he comes with Rod Woodson on the corner blitz, that time he only rushes 3 guys, has 8 back in coverage. Sometimes he rushes 6. He's done an outstanding job. really keeping Warren Moon in check today.
And here is White. And he is going to be stopped short of the first down. Pittsburgh says they have the ball, but no. The fumble, the ground calls the fumble. Shelton makes the stop.
Interesting decision here on the part of Jack Pardee, 4th and 2. I think this wasn't a good call. This is very predictable. Bad cut there, too, by Lorenzo White. He should have just cut up inside and taken his chances. Now you can see Jack Pardee saying go for it. The crowd likes it.
4th down, about 2.5 yards for the first down. Houston leading 24-19, the margin 5 points. Just over 5 minutes to go in the third. Warren goes deep. He's throwing it away. He was getting pressure, and he had to get rid of it. And it was Donald Evans with backside pressure.
Cowher's got to be excited about that. He made the right call. He's excited. Boy, he's fired up, and he has justifiably so. The Steeler defense held.
A test drive, 6 miles on smooth road. If I was only driving 6 miles on smooth roads, I'd buy a bike. I'd get in shape. Let me test drive in rush hour traffic so I can see if it'll last like a Subaru. Let me test drive at the snowy Alaska so I can see if it has all-wheel drive like a Legacy. Don't take me around the block. Let's get it to 50 and slam the brakes so I can see if it offers any like brakes like a Legacy. Test drives aren't real. What's real is the money I'm spending. Show me. Tell me. I have the money. I want to know what to drive.
A noble warrior advised, the art of protection springs from within. One must stay vigilant against one's unflagrant perspiration, lest one provoke a hostile response. Thus, the Norse ritual is right guard sports stick, an aromatic array of the freshest scents and maximum protection against disarming wetness, confirming the wisdom, the best defense is not to offend. Right guard sports stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Nothing satisfies so many people in so many different ways. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Bill Cowher told us yesterday that he wanted to keep open lines of communication. Well, he certainly was doing that. This is tape while we were away during commercial.
You know what he's telling everybody to think, but the thing that I like about it is that he's excited, and he's telling his young people, you know, you just did something fantastic. Everybody is saying, hey, this is Warren Moon, veteran quarterback, all-pro. You just stopped him in a crucial situation. He wants his young people to know it.
And you took over on downs on your own 35-yard line. And here's Barry Foster. Foster to the 50. All the way to the 40-yard line of Houston before Richard Johnson and Bo Orlando can bump him out 25 yards on the play.
Take a look. Willie Pegues cuts inside. The minute he cuts inside, they lose containment. Bubba McDowell goes down, and Richard Johnson's run support was far too much to the inside. Once you do that, take a look at number 20, Dwight Stone, on Lamar Lathan. Look at that. He gets him down. What a surprise. You wouldn't think that that was going to happen to somebody 6'3", 250 by a guy who's 5'11", 180. But that was a key block in getting Foster to the outside.
First down, Houston, 40-yard line. And Foster comes back to the right side. 4 more yards to the 36. It'll be second down and 6. Glenn Montgomery with the tackle. Warren surveying the field.
Normally you would think for a quarterback those would be decent numbers, but in this particular system where they throw so often, those 3 interceptions stand out, as well as 185 yards. That's not very much per attempt. You have to give a lot of credit to that young secondary of the Steelers.
Second down and 6. Incomplete. Flag is down. Adrian Cooper, the tight end, the intended receiver, and Bubba McDowell may have gotten there before the football.
And he knows that he's not going to argue too vehemently. What happens here is that the minute you put your hand on the back, the official's going to call that. And since 2 officials called it, I don't know that Bubba has much of a debate.
Defensive interference, number 25, 15, spot foul, first down.
Take a look. Does he hit him before the ball arrives? That's the big question. Right there, he's over the top. That's awfully close. That's awfully close. But you can see the left hand is on the hip, and that's what both officials see, and that's what they're going to call.
First down, 25-yard line. There's a mix-up on the play. Foster ended up with it, wasn't sure where he should go. Childress and Williams stopped him.
Bubba McDowell, arguably one of the best strong safeties in the league, but if you ask him, he doesn't have much of a debate where that's concerned. Very undersized nowadays with safety, 6'3", 6'4", 220, 230 pounds. This was his response when asked about what he thought his status was. I am the best if the other guys don't like it. Tough. He backs it up, though. He's a player. They ask him to do a lot of things. Cover man for man, run support, cover wide receivers in a 3-4 wide situation. He might be right.
2nd and 10. Foster this time a straight shot. 18-yard line. Willis Pegues making the tackle.
Interesting that the defensive line of the Houston Oilers is starting to get tired. They've spent an awful lot of time on the field here. And because, as we've mentioned ad nauseum, the holdouts on the defensive line, the depth is not the same. And so, as you mentioned, 2:20 and counting here time-wise. Ron Earhart is doing exactly what he said he was going to do and keep Warren Moon off the field.
Jack Pardee, the head coach of the Oilers, says we're playing with our depth. We got whistles and flags.
Left guard moved.
False start, offense. Before the snap, number 67, 5-yard penalty, repeats third down.
Duval Love.
He's having a hard time today. That's his 3rd penalty. 2 holdings and this. Former Los Angeles Ram. Watch him flex a little bit. He's got Doug Smith and Lamar Lathan. There you see him come up there in the left-handed stance. Good call by the official.
Third down and 8. Steelers still looking for their first third down conversion of the ball game at the Houston 23.
Look how far off Bubba McDowell is on Jeff Graham. He's got him in man coverage. He's so far off. Unbelievable.
Incomplete. Now Stone was going to the post. There's a flag drop.
And it's going to be holding. This will be an interesting call. Do they want to force 4th down here, or do they want to take him out of field goal range?
Take him out of field goal range.
Well, then they'll make him do it again, is my guess, because the 24 to the 34.
O'Donnell, though, let that pass go too soon.
Well, he had a blitz. You had Darrell Lewis
holding,
coming.
Offense, number 77, 10-yard penalty, repeats third down.
That's on Hasselbeck, and they will repeat the down. They want to take him out of field goal range.
Houston went with something that Pittsburgh had success with earlier with the corner blitz. Darrell Lewis comes from the outside, number 29. Carl Hasselbeck, as we mentioned. Take a look here. Here's Childress, has him beat. Look at that. Just tackles him. Look at 77 right on the box.
That's a takedown.
That's right. That's 2 points.
We got you.
Of course he's a great wrestler. Now, how many times has somebody said that with regards to him? I bet he's getting tired of that.
Yeah, but also looking at Lee Williams, as you saw, the pressure, the reason that O'Donnell got rid of the pass too soon. Third down at 18, 33-yard line. Has the blitz over the middle, wide open, down and then up and then crawling is Barry Foster, and he is upset at himself.
Once again, this will be an interesting decision. Do they want to keep the play, or do they want to accept the offsides penalty that they got against the Houston Oilers?
Flag down.
It was offsides against the Oilers. foolish play on the part of Steve Jackson. He's coming with the blitz, and he's just offsides. I mean, there's no excuse for that.
But you take the penalty and get the down over. But what about Barry Foster?
No. They're not going to take the penalty because now they're in better field goal position. I'm kind of surprised by that based on the way Cowher was in the first quarter.
Defense. Number 24, penalties declined. 4th down.
But can you imagine what was going through Foster's mind when he scrambled and he was on the ground and he couldn't get up, and he just knows if he could just roll for 4 more yards, he's got the first down. He just couldn't quite get there.
Nothing.
He was falling. I can't get up.
Nothing but end zone.
37-yard field goal attempt.
Are you surprised that they didn't take the penalty?
Yes. And the Steelers pull within 2, 24-22. Back for the kickoff.
We built this business.
I hit the brakes. You know, they're anti-lock brakes. It was close, but we stopped in time.
Every year they plant new trees. Dad says they make good things for trees.
After my accident, they advanced my insurance benefits and built me a ramp and got me back on my feet.
We built this business to build your dreams.
When we ask a race engine to do 500 miles, it's like asking a streetcar engine to do 100,000 miles. And we're asking it to do it on no oil changes. We demand a lot out of our motor oil. Pennzoil has stood up to every test that we put it through. Pennzoil gives me the confidence I need. The more engine protection you have, the harder you can drive it, and the closer to the front you'll be. I've always had a tremendous amount of confidence in Pennzoil. Performance, protection, quality. That's what Pennzoil means to me.
You ought to try new KFC popcorn chicken. Bite-sized morsels of tender, crispy chicken, delicious. I call them the Colonel's Kernels. Get it?
New KFC popcorn chicken, a fun deal in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
Oil, the lifeblood of your engine. So the most vital organ is your oil filter. That's why you need Fram Extra Guard. Unique glass fiber paper stops more dirt than any other filter. Fram Extra Guard, the best protection ever.
The Bills, Jim Kelly and the NFL's top offensive machine have reached the Super Bowl 2 years running. The 49ers, they've made the playoffs 8 times in the last 9 years. Now, 2 NFL powerhouses air it out. Part of an NBC football doubleheader next Sunday.
1 minute and 26 seconds left. Time remaining, third quarter. 24-22, Gary Anderson kicking off. Steelers trail by 2. Anderson with 3 field goals in the ball game. Here's Harris on the return to the 20 and an out of bounds. In the third quarter, look at this. Time of possession.
Nearly 6 minutes more than Houston, and as we mentioned earlier, that's what Ron Earhart was about, trying to keep Warren Moon off the field, and that's exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers have done. But then again, give credit to the Houston Oilers defense, which has only given up 2 field goals during that stretch.
So Houston now from their own 25-yard line. And now with 1:15 to go in the third, this is only the second time that Houston has had the ball on offense in the second half. Harris, the motion man, to the right side. Moon throws to the right side. And the pass is complete to Curtis Duncan. John Jackson, who had that sprained left ankle, they x-rayed it, and they're checking. I guess they're checking it. Well, it looks all right. He's smiling.
That's right.
That's what they taped up. Here it is.
Trust me, that's what they do. I don't see a line. Tape him up. He's fine.
Here, we'll show you. Look, hey,
believe me.
You don't believe me? I'll
know
show you the X-ray.
Exactly. That's exactly right. I guarantee you that's what it is.
Houston now for their own 41-yard line, first down.
After this play, I'll tell you a story about that that's somewhat entertaining.
Lorenzo White, the ball carrier. Play was already dead.
We're playing the Denver Broncos, and I catch them, the silver and black team.
Okay.
The Los Angeles Raiders. And I reach up for a pass, and Randy Gradishar, who you remember was an all-pro backer, could really hit. I mean, hits me square in the ribs. and I won at halftime. I mean, it's just killing me. And they give me an X-ray, and as we're wandering out, I'm getting them taped up, and I say, "What's the deal?" He looks me right in the eye and goes, "They're broken." But there's no, "We're going to hold you out" or anything. It's like, well, yeah, they're broken. So we're not paying you to sit around.
And so you played.
Yeah, I did. Oh. Yeah, sure. It's not their pain.
I can understand their decision. Pressure. And he gets it off and completes it to Jeffries. Oh, and Moon took a hit, too. Jeffries comes up limping.
Well, he took a hit again from Rod Woodson. Woodson coming with the corner blitz, but one of the things that happens with that corner blitz is, as you said, they leave man for man.
That is the end of the third quarter. And we'll be right back after these messages from your local station. This is the pressure that Warren Moon received. It wasn't as bad as it looked, though.
From the bottom, you see Carnell Lake, the strong safety, and then from the back, Rod Woodson, once again in the corner blitz. Took a little shot to the head, but as Warren said, he sometimes likes that because it means man coverage, and it meant a big play there for he and Jeffries.
And it's a first down at the Pittsburgh 38-yard line. And here's the reverse to Gibbons. And Gibbons will go out just shy of the first down.
Jerry Bergman's been busy today, the side judge. Take a look at the right of your screen. You're going to see Haywood Jeffries is going to hold, and that's the call that they have right here. Watch 84. Right there, just at the end, you're going to see the flag come flying in. That play's going to go back another 10 yards. Haywood should have just left him alone.
The score, Houston 24, Pittsburgh 22 with 14:55
Illegal
left
use of the hands. Offense, hands to the face mask, number 73, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Oh, they called David Williams for that. When the flag came in, it appeared that he was calling the foul on Jeffries because he did have a hold of the jersey of the cornerback. But
Houston now 7 penalties, 61 yards. And it'll be first down 20 at the 44-yard line.
Just saw a look at Jack Pardee.
First down 15.
I was going to say Jack Pardee has had that furrowed brow all day. He's like us. He can't figure it out either.
No, this time, lots of time, and it is incomplete. Good defensive play by Richard Sheldon. Leonard Harris, the intended receiver, couldn't hold on to it.
Get a chance here to take a look at the statistics of the new Fab Four. Of course, Curtis Duncan having a big day, and usually he's not the guy they go to. I think the one to look at right there is the second one down, Leonard Harris. He is the man that took the place, of course, of Drew Hill, and thus far, even with the 4 catches, 33 yards, he's really been a non-factor in this game.
The ball spotted at the 44-yard line. So officially it is now second down and 16 to go for the first down. Pittsburgh offsides. Gibbons with a sliding reception for the first down. Carnell Lake had the coverage.
One of the things about Ernest Gibbons that you have to admire is his courage. The man is 5'9", 180 pounds, and he catches the ball in the middle of the field. The outsides against Pittsburgh is going to go.
Offside.
2 touchdowns
defense.
today.
Number 98. Penalties declined. First down.
It's my opinion that Ernest Gibbons is one of the elite receivers in the NFL, but really doesn't get his due because he's in this offense. Look at the sliding catch right between the 2 big guys, Carnell Lake and Brian Hinkle. I mean, that's one thing if you're an Eric Green 6'5", 280. It's another when you're 5'9", 180 to stick your nose there and make the catches, but Ernest Gibbons continues to do that.
And the ball at the Pittsburgh 25-yard line, first down. Houston leads by 2, 24-22. Boone comes back right side. Pass is complete at the 21-yard line to Leonard Harris. He's dropped immediately by Donald Evans.
Once again, as we mentioned, Leonard Harris with the catch, but kind of nondescript in their 5-6-yarder. There'll be a lot of pressure on him throughout the year, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as we said, there's no secret that Drew Hill was Warren's favorite.
And he had 90 receptions last year, 4 touchdowns. And he told us, he said, I'm used to looking to the left side. I'm used to looking there for Drew. I'm used to going to Drew. And somebody has to take up the slack.
Well, Leonard, Leonard's no rookie. He's a 31-year-old, very successful in USFL with the Denver Gold. Warren thinks over the long haul he'll be fine.
Second down and 6 at the 21. Pass is complete right side. It's Curtis Duncan. And they'll pick up the first down.
Last year in the statistics of the Fab Four, the man who was far behind, the only one that didn't have 70 catches was that man, Curtis Duncan. Today, that's his 8th grab, and he's just short of 100 yards. So evidently that man is getting more and more involved in the mix for the Houston Oilers.
A gain of 7, the ball just outside the 14-yard line. 12 minutes and 40 seconds time remaining in the game. Houston leading by 2, 24-22. Steelers dominating the third quarter. And it is incomplete. Leonard Harris, the intended receiver. And now let's take a look at the Fab Four, the receivers for the Houston Oilers in the run and shoot.
As we mentioned there, the one to point out right now, of course, is Curtis Duncan, 8 for 98. He's made some big catches, some big first down catches for the Houston Oilers. And as you mentioned, the thing about Warren looking to his left, more and more he's having to find himself going other directions. And I don't know if that's because Harris is not getting open or it's just the fact that maybe he has a little more confidence in Duncan.
Second and 10 at the 14. Here's the draw. Lorenzo White to the 5-yard line. Gain of 9.
Good job by Bruce Matthews and Mike Munchak at the point of attack. Lorenzo White cuts the outside. Watch the middle of your screen. He pushes Evans completely out. Look at the hole. Now Matthews comes out. That's the hole that enables him to get back. Ernest Givens gets away with a clip on Woodson downfield, but the official didn't see it. And now the Oilers have third and very short. Bruce Matthews, $1.1 million a year. Certainly you could argue that he might be the best center in the league. Not only does he play the position, but he also long snaps both punts and field goals.
Houston has converted only 1 third down opportunity. They convert here. Lorenzo White cuts back and picks it up. It'll be first down and goal to go.
He's slapping himself on the face mask because he knew if he could have kept his feet, he could have walked in for the score. Give credit to the right side of the line and give credit to Lorenzo for the cutback. Here you can see he sees it right there, cuts back. There's nobody in the middle because you rarely have a middle linebacker when you go against the run and shoot.
That offensive line for Houston, Munchak a number 1 in 82, Matthews a number 1 in 83, Williams a number 1 in 89, Dawson was a number 2 in 84 with the Cardinals, and Max was a number 2 in 84 in the USFL for the Pittsburgh Maulers. And here is White, and they hold. The Steelers turning back, led by Rod Woodson.
As good a cut as he made the first time was as bad as the cut he made that time. If he cuts back to the middle again, he has the touchdown, but he decided to run wide. And inside the 5-yard line, the minute you start to go wide, that's where the defense is, and the penetration is there to string you out. And Woodson, once again, showing that he can support the run.
Now, play a little with the numbers gauge. Third down, goal to go, 3-yard line. Houston leads by 2. If they do not go in, second down, but if they do not go in and score in the next 2 downs,
still got to kick the field goal.
Okay.
Got to kick the field goal.
And then go up by 5?
Exactly. Then you make the other team go the length of the field to score a touchdown, which obviously Pittsburgh has had a struggle with here in the second half.
This is the 12th play of the drive. Doing all the time in the world. Now he's out of time. Throws it away. It is intercepted. Here is Rod Woodson. Woodson to the 30. Woodson to the 40. Woodson to the 44-yard line of Houston.
And Warren Moon is on the 15-yard line on his knees. That's the second time today that Warren made one of the just most egregious decisions that he has made as a quarterback. Absolutely awful there to throw that jump ball to Woodson. That was terrible. Ernest Gibbons showing a lot of speed to catch up to Woodson, who many people remember in Purdue was a NCAA high hurdler. As you mentioned, here it is, all the time in the world. Looks to his left, nobody there. Now he starts to bob and weave a little bit, pumps and comes back. Now he sees that he's about to be sacked. He just throws it straight up in the air. Straight up in the air. Look at this. This is a jump ball.
I think he was just trying. I think he was trying to throw it out of the end zone.
Look at that. Absolutely terrible. Now watch at the top of your screen. Watch the speed of Ernest Gibbons to slow him up just enough so that Dawson and Jeffries can make the tackle. Otherwise, Woodson goes the distance.
57 yards on the return by Rod Woodson. 4 interceptions for the Steelers secondary. 2 by Rod Woodson. Pittsburgh at the Houston 43. Here's Foster. And Richard Johnson finally gets him.
The momentum is all Pittsburgh's right here. The defense is reeling. They come into the game on their heels. Good job by the offensive line. There's Hasselrig getting Jeff Alm out of the way, enabling Foster to cut to the outside. Good job by Stone downfield. Johnson makes the tackle, but not before they get to the 24-yard line.
And a first down. And remember what Bill Cowher told us yesterday, the head coach of the Steelers? It all starts with running the football.
Well, Barry Foster had a great average coming out of preseason, 4.7 a carry. And you can see right there, 20 carries for 91 yards. He's doing a good job today.
He got past Latham. McDowell got him. It'll be second down.
Charlie, I wonder if, given the circumstances of all the factors coming into this game, you know, Pittsburgh has their secondary depleted by injuries, a holdout of Thomas Everett, brand new coach, young team, you know, new quarterback in effect, getting over a quarterback thing, all of those things coming into the Dome, that maybe with an 11-point favorite role, that maybe Houston was overconfident. Maybe they didn't prepare as well as they could have, because it certainly is shown in the play today. They haven't been effective at all.
Second down. Incomplete. Foster the intended receiver. Lewis had the coverage. It'll be third down and 10.
Good coverage by the Oilers secondary. Jerrol Lewis, one of the young guns from last year, one of the 4 rookies.
Pittsburgh with their 4 interceptions, a total of 113 yards in interception return. Cometti, defensive coordinator for the Oilers.
Interesting call here, 3rd and 10. Do you back up into the zone? Do you blitz somebody and try and take him out of field goal position? Because again, if you blitz, that's man-for-man coverage, and that has not been Houston's forte today.
Steelers trailing by 2. O'Donnell throws. It is caught, driven out of bounds. They will give him the catch. It is Jeff Graham who has the reception. Lamar Lathan hit him and took him out of bounds.
Jeff Graham has been an absolute star today, coming up with some big catches. O'Donnell does a good job here. The offensive line, excellent protection. Now O'Donnell rolls to his left. He knows he's got some pressure. Now Graham is smart because Graham runs back to him. He avoids Doug Smith, sidearms it right on the money. And a good catch coming in. That's a tough catch to make because you've got your body coming towards the quarterback, and that makes the ball that much harder to hold on to. Lamar Lathan was with him step for step, but O'Donnell put it right on the numbers.
And we have an injury timeout. It is Lamar Lathan who was injured on the play. They're checking the left knee. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's like a poltergeist. It's incredible.
It was the noise of that wind. It was like a bomb went off.
I just don't know where we're going to begin. When people buy insurance, it's not a tangible item. They can't turn around and take it and put it on a table and admire it.
It feels good to have a friend and have a company like Allstate behind.
I don't have a roof, and I'm smiling.
We're going to get the place fixed up. We're going to have a home again.
Now you're going to see exactly how good your insurance company is.
Wouldn't it be great if you could afford a luxurious mansion? For you and all your friends? Of course, the place needed some updates, like a bowling alley and a pool table. Naturally, you'd have an open house. Oh, dear! With beer! Harold, do something! Icy, cold-filtered Keystone, Keystone Light, and Keystone Dry. Bottle beer cased in a can. Now, wouldn't that be great?
drives you. You got the love? Now where are you going to get the shoes? At Foot Locker, we've got above-the-rim shoes from Reebok. You got the love, we got the shoes. Foot Locker, where it all begins.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Levi's new loose-fitting jeans, by Castrol Syntex, the new synthetic oil that protects in ways other oils can't, by the Beef Industry Council and Beef Board. Beef, it's what's for dinner. And by Mitsubishi, bringing you a full line of award-winning automobiles. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
First down, goal to go at the 9-yard line. Touchdown, Steelers. Tight end, Adrian Cooper.
Charlie, what happened there was the man who just went in.
Eddie Robinson replacing Lamar Lathan. Rick Graff ejected earlier in the game.
That's exactly right. I don't think they plan on playing Eddie Robinson at all on defense, and he had Cooper man for man. Coming off the line of scrimmage, he couldn't stay with him, and McDonald put it right on the numbers.
And Pittsburgh has the lead, 28-24, extra point to come. And it is good. Pittsburgh 29. Houston, the favorite, 24, back with a kickoff. 8 minutes left.
This is the end of how you think about dandruff shampoo, of Head & Shoulders as you now know it. Now it's better. Because new Head & Shoulders gets to 10 times more of the places dandruff starts to help prevent flakes. Would you try this with your ordinary shampoo? I think not. No other shampoo has this formula. New Head & Shoulders. This could be the end of flakes. Period.
Mitsubishi believes that a luxury car should offer something beyond the usual luxuries. It may be extraordinary power and control, a consummate blend of comfort and performance, or a state-of-the-art four-wheel drive system. The 3000 GT, the Diamante, the Montero. Lease the luxury car of your choice. Only $399 a month for 36 months. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
Burger King is a deal that's really making some noise. Every time you buy a Whopper sandwich, medium fries, and a medium Coca-Cola Classic, you get a 16-ounce Coke glass free. Collect a set and you can jam.
I heard that.
Castrol GTX is the only leading motor oil that meets the world's toughest requirements for viscosity breakdown in every grade. This is the only way to get that kind of performance from any other leading brand. Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars.
That's what you're going to wear?
No, not at all.
Newlyweds Paul Reiser and Helen Hunt are mad about you this fall after signing.
Pittsburgh leading Houston 29-24. The Steelers with 10 points. Off of turnovers, the last 7 coming as Rod Woodson set it up with his interception. Anderson to kick off. He just sails a floater. Here is Lewis on the return to the 23-yard line. And the Steelers are really fired up.
Elnardo Webster. I've been waiting to say that name. Elnardo. Well, you can either hear the Boo Birds out here in Houston. They had a standing room only crowd for the home opener, and the anticipation, of course, was that being 11-point favorites, they're going to blow out this new team with the new coach. But needless to say, it hasn't worked out that way. And now the onus is upon Warren Moon to get him down the field and get him in the end zone.
7:58 time remaining. Steelers lead it 29-24. Warren Moon, 4 interceptions. Incomplete. Jerrol Williams makes the play for the Steelers. Chasing Moon, number 57.
We mentioned earlier the body language of the team. Now you can see on the Houston side of it a little bit of impatience, a little bit of concern where that is. You can see Jack Pardee not too terribly happy with what's happening on the field, and Warren Moon, having an off day, has to put all that behind him now because he's got to get this team down the field. 7:52 left. Getting down the field and kicking a field goal at this point might not do it.
Gibbons is in motion. Middle screen to White.
Oh.
Hinkle makes the tackle.
Lorenzo justifiably should be angry with himself. If we get a chance to see this on the replay, he has a lot of room to the outside. He cuts back behind his block, but he didn't need to do that. Pittsburgh was in his own defense, and they completely backpedaled. Take a look at the middle of the field. Now watch. If he stays to the outside, there's nobody there. He follows behind the block, and he runs right back into Brian Hinkle. If he stays to the outside, he's got another 15 yards.
First down, Houston 34-yard line. 7 minutes, 12 seconds remaining. Steelers lead at 29-24. Blitz pressure, pass far side is complete. Jeffries has the reception. Clock continues to move. Griffin with the tackle. They'll mark it just short of the first down. Second and 1.
You can almost sense that maybe this is it for the Houston Oilers. They're certainly taking their time. They're in no big hurry to get back to the huddle. They feel like 6:30 and counting that this could be it. This could be the drive to get down the field. This is, I hate to say all or nothing, but
the Steelers have dominated the clock in the second half.
Certainly have.
Second, less than a yard for the first down. Tipped, incomplete. Ooh. Donald Evans tipped it, and Richard Sheldon, the cornerback, was trying to pick it up on the dead run. Couldn't get to it.
Second time that's happened with Donald Evans. Earlier in the game, you recall, he batted a ball up in the air that ended up being an interception. Now this forces, you can see the frustration by Warren Moon. Now this forces him to hand off to Lorenzo White to get the first down, and I'll be interested to see what Pittsburgh has if they set up a goal line type situation maybe. If they could stuff White and make it a fourth down, that could be very interesting.
Houston has converted only 1 of 6 third down opportunities. Boone could do it with a quarterback sneak. He's going to throw. Pass is complete to Harris, and he's got the first down as Larry Griffin makes the play for the Steelers.
Warren did a good job audibling out of that. He had the run to Lorenzo White, but when he saw they're backpedaling in the secondary and the man on Leonard Harris was playing off about 10 yards, I believe it was Shelton, that's what he does. Went to the quick out to get the first down.
Houston at their own 46-yard line. First down. 5 minutes, 44 seconds and counting. Time remaining.
Man Kevin Gilbride responsible for getting the plays into Warren Moon. Has his work cut out for him here. 54 yards to go.
The margin 5 points. Warren comes back. Gibbons was hit before the ball got there. There is no flag.
Oh, man.
Should have been a flag.
Larry Griffin, reserve strong safety, came up, and that was awfully close, and you're right. It looked like he might have hit him in the back just before the ball got there. Watch Gibbons in the middle of your screen, setting down in the zone in the deep in area. Does he get the... Yes. Very close.
Actually, it's closer than
very close.
Yes.
No.
Let's do it. If we got time, let's do it again. You call the ball when he touches it. I'll call the hit. Bang. Okay.
All right.
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
Second and 10. Here's the draw. Lorenzo White has about 7 yards, maybe 8. Lake and Perry with the tackle. Clock moving. 5:12 and counting.
I believe with that carry, Lorenzo White might have gone over 100 yards, but I'm sure he would have anticipated that his team would have been behind at this point. One advantage to the shorter back, 5'11" Lorenzo White, is that great center of gravity. He's able to make those cuts on the AstroTurf, cutting back against the grain, enabling them now to have a 3rd and 3. Lorenzo White, 13 carries for 100 yards, having an outstanding game.
3rd and 3 at the 47. Incomplete at the 44-yard line.
Now, to my way of thinking, that was definitely before. Do you want to do the ball and hit thing again?
I'll do the hit, you'll do the ball.
Okay.
White, the intended receiver.
Going to circle out of the backfield. Lorenzo White. Hinkle has him man for man. Lorenzo just wants to get the 3 yards. Ball.
Man.
Close again.
4th down and 3. Montgomery will be kicking.
Take a look at the defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They will be in that safe. Everybody that's eligible, watch them, almost standing up. No way they're going to get a fake punt off.
Goes for the corner. Doesn't get it. Into the end zone for the touchback. Bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. The Steelers will be on offense with 4 minutes and 25 seconds remaining, and Pittsburgh leading 29-24.
Introducing Levi's loose-fitting jeans. A loose interpretation of the original.
When we're together, I want her to be thinking about just one thing. Me.
Sometimes I'll just see a certain guy and want to get close to him.
Perspiration's okay when you're playing tennis, but not when you're close.
If a guy smells, it's such a turn-off.
Get a little closer with Arid Double X, the anti-odor antiperspirant. Arid Double X helps keep you extra, extra dry.
Yeah, I trust Arid.
Next Saturday, the pride and tradition of Notre Dame football returns to NBC as the Fighting Irish square up against one of their fiercest rivals, Big Ten champion Michigan. It's Heisman Trophy favorite Rick Meyer versus Michigan Field General Elvis Grbac in this battle of 2 top 10 teams. Notre Dame football is home on NBC.
This is on videotape as we went away to commercial. He's motioning to Elnardo Webster. Webster got in a jawing contest with one of the Oilers, and he doesn't want any problems. So don't make any dumb mistakes. That's what he was talking to him about. Steelers have the lead and the football at their own 20-yard line. Barry Foster picks up a first down as he goes for 11 to the 31-yard line.
And Barry Foster is over 100 yards, and this is not what Jack Pardee anticipated when he made the decision there with 4:25 left to kick it away. He was hoping that his defense could go 3 and punt. Now after that first down, that's not what's going to happen. Barry Foster has really taken off here in the second half, and give credit to the offensive line of the Steelers. Jackson Love, Dawson, Hasselrig, and Ilkin.
Foster, 22 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown. Time remaining 3:48 and counting. Steelers lead it 29-24. Foster will pick up maybe a yard, and that's all that he will get to the 32-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9. When we talked with Bill Cowher last night, this is his first official regular NFL season as a head coach, and as most of you know, he grew up in the Pittsburgh area. We've got a timeout on the field, and he told us that, can you believe this? I graduated from high school in 1975, and in 3 years it'll be my high school reunion. And I just might be, if I can last 3 years, the head coach of the Steelers when I go back to my 20th high school reunion. He said, I can't believe it's happening.
Well, if this game is any indication of the future of Bill Cowher, I would say that that's a safe bet.
Oh, yeah. He's from the Crafton area, as you know, just west of Pittsburgh.
Take a look at this. I wanted to ask Jack Pardee if this was an advantage, being a little bit older than the rest of these young Bucks, but today it really hasn't worked out that way. You see Shula first year, Cowher first year, Belichick in his second year, all of them under the age of 40, and Jack Pardee, as many people know, been a coach of the year in a number of different divisions, including the NFL, the USFL, Southwest Conference and the old World Football League for those that followed football in those days.
And that 3 years, that's just with the Oilers. Second down and 9. Play action fake, and it is incomplete. Coming back to HUUUGE. That stops the clock with 3:26 left to go in the ballgame.
That was a heads-up play by Johnny Mead. It's actually a heads-up play on both sides. Neil O'Donnell comes in with a misdirection play. They have not done that the entire day. It's the counter boot made famous by the Washington Redskins, trying to get Merrill Hodge underneath, but Meads didn't buy it. Take a look at the misdirection. Now he's going to come out on the bootleg. Hodge was not fooled by it at all. You can see him right there running step for step, and all he could do is throw the ball away. Of course, the problem with that now is they just stopped the clock for Houston, and now, more than likely, if they don't call a draw play here and it's incomplete, that's going to enable Houston to stop the clock again.
They practiced this week at Three Rivers Stadium with crowd noise pumped through all the speakers. They need it here. Going deep, incomplete. Charles Davenport, the intended receiver. Bo Orlando knocks the ball away, stops the clock. 3:20 left. Steelers will kick.
If we can see at the end of the play, take a look at Bo Orlando in center field, number 26. At first, he decides he's going to try and intercept the ball. Now, watch at the last 26. He can't get the interception, so what does he do? He just waves his arms, bang! Make sure that if I can't get the interception, number 80 is not going to catch the ball. Heads-up play by Orlando.
4th down. Royals to kick. Corey Harris is the return man. Good catch.
It was.
Oh, yeah. Harris at the 17, to the 20. Returns to the 30-yard line. No flag. Houston with the ball. 3:09 time remaining. Pittsburgh with the lead, 29-24.
I remember that they used to say about Don Coryell when they panned him on the sidelines. They used to say, this looks like a man with a migraine. I don't think you can necessarily say that about Jack Pardee, but this is a man who I've yet to see smile today, and he hasn't, quite frankly, hasn't had much to smile about.
Houston at their own 30-yard line, first down. The margin is 5 points. Just over 3 minutes remaining. Moon goes deep, has a man, hits him. Jeffries.
Man-for-man coverage. Richard Shelton right there. Shouldn't be looking in the backfield. That's a rookie mistake. He looks in the backfield. Jeffries comes behind him. He isn't seen, and as a result, he sneaks in for a big catch.
57 yards. To the 23-yard line of Pittsburgh. First down. Complete, 13-yard line. Leonard Harris.
Leonard Harris in the earlier drive made a big catch on a 3rd down. Can't tell from here whether or not he has the first. A little bit short. Curls up over the middle. Once again, look at the protection that Warren Moon is getting. If there's one thing he can't use the excuse of for his bad day, it's been protection.
And also in those last 2 throws, throwing with more authority than he has in this ball game.
Look for Lorenzo White here on 2nd and 1. Once again, he audibled out of it.
Intercepted. 5th interception of the ball game. Larry Griffin has his 2nd. Pittsburgh with the ball just outside their own 31. Here's the interception.
2nd and 1, the same situation. You knew they were going to go to Lorenzo White. He audibled out of it. He just completely overthrew Givens, and Griffin is right there to pick it off. Leonard Harris trying to get the ball out of it. Take a look at Jack Party's reaction. Oh, no. Just awful.
Warren has thrown for 2 touchdowns. He has thrown for 5 interceptions. Two minutes and 9 seconds remain in the ball game. Foster dropped by Pugliese.
Heads-up play by Ray Childers to call the timeout before the 2-minute warning.
We'll step aside for a moment. Steelers lead it 29-24.
That cute little street in Spain, a scene worth preserving on film. You raise your camera and say to yourself, gee, what's that noise? Why risk your camera when you can use ours? Fuji Quick Snap, one-time use cameras.
Hey, use a spark plug that's tested to fire clean for 30,000 miles. Motorcraft. Motorcraft quality parts from Ford.
The question that will be asked, Warren Moon, he signed the big contract. All of that's behind him. He is set with major dollars, several million a year for the next few years. Has that taken the edge off?
You know, I don't think so, Charlie. I think it's one of those things that's just unexplainable. I mean, at halftime, he had the 3 interceptions. We both looked at each other and said, well, he's not going to do that in the second half. Well, what's happened?
He thought he's only had 2 more.
Well, but I mean, they've both been horrible throws.
Yeah, they have been.
Just awful.
Here's Foster on the draw to the 36. That takes us to the 2-minute warning. And we'll step aside once again. Steelers 29, Oilers 24.
At the end of each day, all over the country, nothing satisfies so many people in so many ways. Beef. It's what's for dinner.
Mitsubishi believes that a luxury car should offer something beyond the usual luxuries. It may be extraordinary power and control, a consummate blend of comfort and performance, or a state-of-the-art four-wheel drive system. The 3000 GT, the Diamante, the Montero. Lease the luxury car of your choice. Only $399 a month for 36 months. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
2 minutes to go here in the Astrodome. Stay with us. It's coming up after the game, the Old Spice NFL postgame report with Bob Costas, O.J. Simpson, and Joe Namath, and they'll be taking a look at several controversial calls in that New York Jet-Atlanta Falcon game. Pittsburgh leading here. This could be the upset of the opening weekend in the National Football League. If they can hold on, they lead by 5, 29-24. 2 minutes to go. But they face a 3rd down and 5, and they have had all kinds of problems on 3rd down. Yeah. They are 0 for 9 in 3rd down opportunities.
I was going to say, through all the time that we've been lamenting Warren Moon's plight, this is far from over. If they can hold him here, forcing the punt, he's still going to have some time to get him up the field. You keep it on the ground to keep the clock going? What do you do here, Charlie?
You got to throw for the 1st down.
Or maybe you don't.
All right, reverse. With Stone. And the quarterback, Neil O'Donnell, leading the way. 1st down, Steelers. How about that razzle-dazzle?
Once again, once he made it past Willie Pugliese. Willie Pugliese wasn't necessarily fooled on the play. Take a look at number 72. They go with the reverse. Here he comes back in motion. Now watching the bottom of your screen, 72. He almost gets him. Almost right there. Once he does it, it's clear sailing for Dwight Stone right there past the 1st down marker.
How did O'Donnell do? Well, he did a little bit better. His blocking has improved. It was a rolling ground block.
Whatever it was,
it worked.
Key pickup by Stone. This game's history now, unless he fumbles.
The ball at the Houston 46-yard line, 1st down. 1:08 and counting. Time remaining. And Foster is dropped.
Why hand the ball off here? Anybody that's watched football will never forget the miracle the medal lands. Why turn around and hand off?
Well, I agree with you. Houston stops the clock now with 58 seconds left to go. That is their last timeout for the Oilers. And Pittsburgh is only 58 seconds away from the celebration.
Now, isn't this interesting? It shows a little youthful exuberance there on the part of Cowher. Look at the big smile that he has in his face. How many times have you seen veteran coaches who won't shake hands or won't smile until the thing is completely over with?
Oh, the
with
wing.
the wing. Boy, oh boy, I tell you what, he exudes some confidence, doesn't he? I tell you what, if this is the new breed of coaches in the NFL, I like it.
I do too. The Steelers with their home opener, 4 o'clock next Sunday afternoon. They'll be hosting the New York Jets. Do we have a final on that the Jet-Atlanta game? Atlanta leading 20-7. No, that's now a final. Atlanta defeats the Jets 20-17.
One thing about that man you can be sure of, he will not make excuses. Class act, Warren Moon. And you know, the funny thing is that you can see him nodding his head. Sometimes these things happen athletically. I mean, you just can't know why. Why does it happen? You just don't know.
And now Neil O'Donnell just kneeling down.
And the Gatorade shower? One
Yeah.
game? Are you kidding me?
Oh, well, you have to. It's his first game as a head coach. One that he will always remember.
And not only that, the magnitude of it. Anybody that would have predicted the Steelers' victory today would have been a liar, I think.
Pittsburgh on the road in Houston. Houston, one of the Super Bowl favorites. I would say that they in Buffalo.
Sure, certainly.
The favorites, and
Barry Foster, 100-yard game. This man, Neil O'Donnell, while he might not have big numbers today, made some clutch throws. The one to Jeff Graham on the third down play to get him down there. Got to give a lot of credit to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're young bucks. They played hard. And that man right there suffering through arguably one of, if not his worst day as a pro.
Warren congratulating Neil O'Donnell. Pittsburgh wins it 29-24. And don't forget the NFL Live post-game show, the Old Spice post-game report with all the scores and highlights. They'll be looking at the Atlanta controversy. I'm sure they'll also take a look at this, the upset of the opening weekend of this NFL season. The Pittsburgh Steelers defeating the Houston Oilers in the Astrodome by a score of 29-24. And we'll be back to Houston in just a moment.